That was interesting. Mr. Lack.
Man, you want to come talk some sports, man? Want to come talk some sports with us, Dion? I'm gonna invite you. See what's up. What's happening?
Yeah, jump on, man,
What's up,
jump
man? Let's see.
on.
Dion's 6'9". I don't know why the fuck he wouldn't know something about sports. He a comedian though.
So he's 6'9". He's 6'9" for no reason. That's
That
damn.
nigga built like Kevin Willis. Like, yo, Dion is the only person in my studio where I have to put the mic higher than where I record at.
Hey man, he said you 6'9" for no reason, my brother.
My nigga is built like he built like Lamar Odom.
he,
Hey,
he looked
don't
like the bar Odom.
don't hate me for eating my vegetables, man. That's your fault. Gotta eat your vegetables.
Yeah.
Man,
Hey,
they put creatine in your Infamil.
all the working out I was doing trying to play basketball, you just took it.
That's
Just
it,
shot
man.
it.
I
Savages,
told you,
savages.
my guy is he's the only person in my studio where I have to set the mic at the highest height to record, or
Yeah,
he's got a squat,
yep.
which is kind
I'm doing the
of
perk.
crazy.
I record doing the percolator.
No, don't. Hey, he can do that at my studio. I would never. No, I'm not. The mic is too close to where I record for me to him to allow. Like, no, nothing. No. All we do over here is LFC family shit.
I'm waiting for 3 tracks that I recorded it to be out. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, I'm working on them.
No, you
I
ain't, man.
I am. I'm really trying to figure out a hook for that Who Am I joint. I've
Man,
been
it's
stuck on
who am
that.
I?
Yo. Elon Musk must have got a hold of the live, man.
Why?
Just drop me off.
Oh shit.
It's like,
I thought he dropped off because I said this was sponsored by Tesla. I thought
Hilarious.
hey, they looking for folks. We'll leave them alone.
So you gonna talk some sports with us, Dion?
What sport we talking about? We
Oh,
talking spelunking?
basketball, whatever. Basketball, and NAA or NCAA, not NAACP, NCAA, some football. My guy Nardi, what up? I mean, you can jump in on whatever
Yeah,
topics you want to or not.
I'm down.
All right, so we're gonna start off with some sad news. Juju Watkins
Oh man, yeah.
ruptured her ACL in the second round of the women's NCAA tournament. Um, how far can USC go without her, and what you think her recovery time is going to be like?
Well, I'm not the nigga to jump in on this. I that's all I know about her. I mean about USC. It's her. So I don't know no other players. So she's the face of the W college basketball. So I don't know nobody else. So
um, so I'll jump in there. You know, they got Kiki, they got Kendall, they got a few girls over there that's still gonna rock this thing out. Are they a Final Four team without Juju Watkins? No, no man. Juju special. They're gonna make a push. They're gonna run the UConn, and I think that's where their story is gonna end. Um, in all honesty, it could have ended versus UConn even with Juju. That was the matchup everybody, the whole world was actually waiting to see as far as on the women's basketball stage between her and Paige. Um, you know, we wanted to see her and Paige Buckets go at it one more time before Paige got out of there and went to the WNBA. So it's sad, man. Prayers to Juju. Hopefully her recovery time. Hopefully her recovery is a full recovery. She's young. The ACL ain't like it used to be, where it just ended people's careers. They coming back faster, stronger. It's like a Tommy John at this point. It's like you almost want to do it, you know. And she's young. If you're gonna do it,
Do it now.
do
do
it
it when
young.
you do it when you're 20 years old. Do it when you're 19 years old. That's the
Yeah.
best time to do it. But Juju's gonna be special, man. Prayers to her, man. I'm gonna miss her in this Final Four run. You know,
Have any of
Yeah. For
y'all ever tore your ACLs before? NCLs?
Never.
Never.
I've never torn my ACL
Woo!
before.
I
No.
tore
You?
ACL and MCL, yeah. And it's
Knock on
trauma.
wood. Let me
It's
knock on wood.
yeah, it's trauma. I did mine like 19,
So that's
and
why
I
you
did it
be
on.
twerkulating in the
Come on,
studio?
man. My, my kids watch this live, man. What we doing?
My bad.
But it's trauma because it happened on my jumping leg, and I never recovered from it. I never got the rehab to jump off of it. So I was like, for years I was jumping off my right leg and then landing on my right leg.
Yeah.
That could be troublesome in itself. Yeah, I felt really bad about this just because of how promising this year seemed to be coming for be for Juju and what it was going to become. Seemed like she was on a collision course to definitely get to the Final Four and possibly win it all. And I think she's probably going to end up being
Yes,
NCAA Player of the Year.
she's
Yeah,
gonna play. She's
yeah,
player of
she's
the
gonna win
year.
Player of the Year. So it would have just been great to see her kind of complete things. And like you kind of said, Dion, I'm not too much concerned about the physical. The physical, it's the mental aspect of it. Like
Yeah,
when she gets back, is she gonna be able to trust that knee the way she did
yeah.
before? Is she gonna be able to attack the basket and get to
Mm-hmm.
her? Because she's one of those that likes to do like 1, 2 dribble pull-ups a lot. Is she
Mm-hmm.
gonna feel comfortable cutting
Yeah,
hard and making those abrupt stops? That to me, that's the big hurdle.
yeah.
Yeah.
What up, Cam?
What's happening?
What's your take on Juju, man?
I feel terrible for her, honestly. That as a very hurt Clipper fan, that just reminded me of when Joe Ingles bumped
Hey,
Kawhi in the
come
2021
on,
playoffs. That's what
Clippers,
that
baby.
reminded me of. Yeah, hey, well, you see what time it is, man. It's almost hurt season. Yeah, no, that's what that reminded me of when Kawhi got bumped by Joe Ingles and he tore his ACL. That's
Yeah,
exactly what went through my head. And I feel horrible for her. Especially like you said, they're about to make a Final Four run, and she obviously is the National Player of the Year to me. So I just hope she comes back healthy, and as you were saying, that she's able to trust that knee,
Yeah,
and it doesn't hinder her.
you guys don't have to worry about the National Player of the Year is going to her. She's already Big Ten Player of the Year. She was the Big Ten Player of the Year. She was the I believe she's Defensive Player of the Year in the Big Ten. She's gonna be first team all defense in the country. Juju special, man.
Man, she's different, bro. She's
She's
very
super
different.
duper. I mean, I've said it before on this pod, and I'll say it again. She's the best female basketball player I've ever seen, and
wow.
it's not even fucking close to me.
It's crazy. Everything her package offensively is crazy. She's ridiculous.
Yeah, for sure.
Even
All right,
compared
so
to last year, Angel and Caitlin.
yeah,
Wow.
I think she's
She's
just
more
far
She's
more.
better
she's
than
more
both of them
complete.
by
She's
far.
more complete than Caitlin.
She's
Yeah, I
better.
mean,
She's better than both of them last year.
yeah, I couldn't. I mean, I'm not even. Angel's not even a
That's
part of
not
this
so.
conversation. We
As
just
far as
said
like
that we're
actual
not
skill
even.
set,
Yeah, come on.
sorry, Angel, we can't do
Be
that.
Dion, you could be Angel on the bad knee, my guy.
Yo,
Um,
I mean, with the bad knee.
with the bad knee for
I don't
sure.
know, man. Hey, but she gonna rebound though. You know what I mean? She gonna
Look, everybody got their
I'm,
place. And
Yeah, yeah.
there were several girls better than Angel in the college basketball scene last year.
yeah,
But
for sure.
Juju was the best player last year. Make no
100%.
mistake about it.
100%. All right, so switching sports, going to the NBA. Steph Curry's pelvic contusion isn't serious, but the Warriors are barely hanging on to that 6th seed and on shaky ground, and they've been eliminated in the play in the last 2 years. So, is the dynasty finally crumbling? Is it over?
Man, why do we have this conversation every week, man? I've been telling you this shit is over with. That shit
Well,
is
there's
done,
been.
man. We do this. We
Hey,
do this every
Yeah, but
3 weeks,
Randall, this
nigga.
is coming from the same person that
Every 3
said
weeks.
it's coming from the same person that said in 2022 that their dynasty was over too. You said
yeah,
that after
don't slip on them.
you said that after KD left.
And they snuck one in. Cool.
Snuck.
Okay. Shit is over with.
They went and beat
This shit's
the
over
best
with,
team in
man.
the league.
This shit is over with, bro. Like man, we've been saying, look, man. 2 years on those legs, it's over. It's over. This is 3 years, as a matter of fact. Yeah, man. Go chop this up as a loss, man. Great career, Steph. Go ahead and put the add to your numbers as much as you can into your inflated numbers as much as you can, and we'll roll with it, and then you'll still be ranked in the bottom half of the top 15. So it is what it is.
What you think, Dion? You think the Warriors dynasty's done? It's a
I'm
wrap.
I'm
judging you too.
always nervous with the Warriors. Because I thought they were done. I thought they were done after Clay went down and Steph got hurt
AD
that
left.
year. Yeah, I was like, oh, they done. Oh, it's over. And they were the bottom seed, the worst team of the season. I mean, of course they have
Jimmy
my
Butler.
nigga over there. Yeah, they got Butler. I mean, they got a nice little little triangle, little three-headed monster. But I would never count them out. Being the sixth seed, who was that? The Lakers. They will play against if the playoffs are down.
Nah, I think they would play against Memphis. Let me double check because I know that these rankings have been changing like every fucking day. It seems like.
Hey,
Right.
hey,
So
Dan,
yeah,
let me help you out.
they would play Denver today actually.
Hey, Dan, let me help you out. Let me help you out a little bit. You say you can't count them out? I will. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 14. How you want to count? By threes? By five? By tens? I can
Hey,
help you count.
they're like the Chiefs, man. You be like, there ain't no way they gonna come back again this year. Like, how these niggas keep coming back?
The
They
only difference
sneaky.
is the Chiefs got Superman. That's why they stay in games. They got Superman. So with
Yeah,
man.
I I think they have as much time as Steph's contract. That's how I've always felt. I feel like they still have more retooling to do. I don't think
Hmm.
Jimmy I don't think Jimmy Butler was the final piece. I think he was just a piece that they needed for this season. And I think this year they'll probably hold on to the sixth spot and they won't have to be in the plane. And I think that they'll probably be a first or second round exit. But if they're able to go out this summer and get a formidable big man, or if post their young big man can develop, and they can probably pick up maybe one or two other perimeter players that are like the Lakers picked up Finney Smith or like Rui Hachimura or someone like that. That's who they need. And if they're able to go get that this summer, I think they can be formidable next year. Is it over 100%? I don't know. I think Steph Curry has shown plenty of times this year that he can still be an elite basketball player. And I think that Jimmy Butler has still shown that he has a tremendous amount of value. And
Right.
Draymond Green is still one of the best defenders in the league. Off ball, on the post, help side. He's one of the best. He's a defensive player of the year candidate this year. So I can't count them 100% out. Is the possibilities of them winning another championship high? Maybe not. But I think free agency can change a lot as it's shown this year. This team was in the 10th seed when they got Jimmy Butler. And since they've had Jimmy Butler, they've gone 17-4.
Man,
So,
Yeah.
a wise
so
man once told me if it was the fifth, we all be drunk.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying if nothing. I'm not saying if nothing. I'm not saying if nothing. I'm saying there will be moves made. There's no
Yeah.
if. Free agency is real everywhere. They made a
And they've
splash
had the
before the
experience.
yeah, they made a splash before the trade deadline, and I don't think anyone can count out a team
Right.
with Steph Curry, Jimmy Butler, Draymond Green, and a formidable big.
The
Right.
problem is
Right.
I just don't
the
know
problem
how
is
you could
the
count them
problem
out.
is the big they need they can't get.
Well, see, this is the thing. I happen to believe that the big that they need is already on their team. He's just a rookie. That's what I happen to believe. I think Quentin Post is the perfect big for them, but he's a rookie.
Hmm.
And
Man,
so,
you got to get some of this. You got to get some of this labor off of staff, man. You got to
yeah,
get
and
some
that this is where I think.
labor off staff.
So let
Steph is
me.
out there working extremely too. Even with Jimmy Butler, he's out there working way too damn hard.
So,
That's hard to do for 82 games a season.
Yeah.
so let me kind of bring you into where I think they should go. Right. So obviously the Kuminga experiment has not turned out to be what they thought it was going to be. They thought he was going to take a tremendous leap this year. And although he took a leap, it wasn't the leap that they needed, not the leap to help Steph. So I think this summer, since he's going to be a restricted free agent, they're probably going to package him with a couple other pieces, and they're going to go get something that's more experienced and more formidable. Like I said, someone like a Rui Hachimura, someone like a Finney Smith, someone like that, where they can actually get some help defensively for Draymond, and they have someone that can consistently knock down an open three.
I,
When that happens, and you get another year of development from a very promising young big, that's a formidable team.
man.
And it's not that crazy to think that
So
that
you
can't
need.
happen.
So you're saying they need two pieces because Rui's not a big that's going to help him.
No, I said I think they already have the big that they need. Remember when we discussed this a few weeks ago, and I said the future of the immediate future of the Warriors rests on the development of Kuminga and Post. Remember I said that?
You did.
So that's why I'm saying if Post takes a big leap next year, now that's a if. He takes a big leap next year, and they're able to package Kuminga for somebody that's formidable, that team could compete next year. So I don't think it's 100% over because Steph is still proven that he can play elite basketball.
I'm
Maybe
looking
not
at
for
their
82
roster.
games.
I'm looking at their roster. They got a young team, but I like you can still build around this, man.
They got an
Yeah,
old
you
team.
can.
These got young dudes who don't play.
Well, I don't think they have.
The niggas who play are old.
I don't think they have an old team at all. I think outside of Jimmy, Steph, and Draymond, Buddy Hield's only 32, Trace Jackson's
This
25,
nigga said,
Kevin Knox is 25, Kuminga's 22, Looney's 29, Moody's
Gary Payton.
22, fucking Pajemski's 22, GP3 or GP2's
They
32,
got
Quentin Post is
a young,
25.
yeah.
Yeah,
This,
they're not an old team.
this black man just said they got a young team outside of Steph, Jimmy, and Draymond. That's their core.
Well, of course, but
That's the
okay,
core.
so let me ask you this then. So let me ask you this. You don't think that Steph, Jimmy, and Draymond are still capable of playing elite basketball?
I think they are, but I don't think they should. I don't think they're capable of winning the title if they have to play 38 minutes. I don't think so. I don't think if they have to play 35 plus minutes.
I agree with you, which is why those ancillary pieces mean so much.
You need to
Okay.
get them down to like 30.
Got to remember before what's the old boy that they had that came from Philly
Which one?
that they traded because he got hurt.
Oubre
No, no, hold on.
From Philly?
from Philly.
Yeah,
Like he came from Philly to them.
yeah, they got him in free agency.
Where's he at now?
He got hurt and he
Oh,
got traded. I forget his name. I'll find it. I'll find it.
so okay. So with them,
Warriors
who?
open day roster. Hold on. Their opening day roster had DeAnthony Melton.
Oh,
That's who I'm
Melt.
talking about.
Oh
Yes.
yeah,
When DeAnthony Melton went down, they were 12-3.
yeah.
And DeAnthony Melton is the type of person that can go get 25 if he needs to, as long as when he's a first option, when Steph is resting or when Steph is on the bench. He's the type of dude that can go get you 25. As soon as he went down, that's when they went on their 13 and fucking 30 streak. And
I
then as
think
soon
that's
as
that's
they
more
get
of a, that's more of a problem. That's more of an indictment on their roster than anything else, though. Because if you got to say, "Damn,
I
if we
mean,
just had DeAnthony Melton," then that's more of a problem than a solution.
D'Anthony Melton.
Yeah.
We're
are
hanging
you
it on.
are you guys really downplaying who DeAnthony
He's not
Melton
that
is? I mean,
guy. He's
I
not
mean,
that.
no.
I
He's
mean,
good, but
No,
he's not that. Like he's
I'm
not
not.
like our
I'm
playoff
not.
chances sunk because we lost DeAnthony Melton.
Yeah, but you're
That's never
talking.
been.
No, I'm not saying that. But you got to also take into account the way that the Warriors build their roster. The Warriors have never built a traditional championship roster. Even when they won championships, no one would ever think that Steph, Clay, and Draymond would win four rings. You think a team more like KD, Booker, and Beal would win four championships. They've been unconventional in the way that they build and run. So DeAnthony Melton, I mean, I watched them, so I've seen how that team was
Oh,
running,
he was
and they were running
hooping.
on
He was
all
hooping
they
and
were
stuff.
hooping and
Yeah,
they were running on all cylinders, and they were beating good
yeah.
teams. Soon as he went down with the ACL and they had to replace him for Buddy Hield, that's when shit went downhill.
D'Anthony's a good fourth option.
I
I
think I don't
I
honestly.
think DeAnthony in the Warriors offense is a good third option.
I don't think they're out of it this year. If I'm being real with you,
Yeah, me
That's
too.
what I'm saying.
That's why I told
yeah.
Randall. He
I
keeps
don't
saying
think.
it's done.
Okay, but
I don't know
who's
about
who's
that.
the who's the juggernaut that's supposed to beat them that they don't play well against?
That's my
They play well against OKC.
the one juggernaut that they don't play well against is Denver. They don't play well against
They
Denver.
don't, but they might
Aside
dodge
from
Denver.
Bro,
well,
they're in the playoffs. They're not going to be OKC. They're not going to be Denver. They're
Why
not
not?
going to be the Lakers. They're not like, huh?
Who's the
Because they're
second
better.
ball handler that
Other
scares you
teams
for
are better,
OKC?
huh?
Who's the second ball handler that scares you in a
no one.
playoff series for
It
OKC?
doesn't matter because in the playoffs, guess what? Shay's playing 42 minutes a game. That's why it doesn't matter. Shay's
And
going to
so
play
is
42
Steph.
minutes.
And so is Steph.
Yeah, but the only difference is Shay's going to be a lot more effective at 42 than Steph is.
I think some numbers.
Yes, you can make the face all you want.
I think there's.
This ain't
I can
2017 Steph,
I
Cam.
can definitely argue that. I can definitely
Listen,
argue that.
but look, I give the benefit of the doubt until I see it proven otherwise. I
That
just
part.
watched Shea
They
be the only ball
you
handler
they
against the
were
Mavs,
literally
and that's why they
just
couldn't win that series. They
they were
couldn't win that
literally
series against the Mavs because they didn't have a second ball handler. Is that not what happened?
hey
Why'd they lose to the Mavs?
they were
They were
literally
the better
they
team.
were literally just talking about we got to get Steph off the floor. Literally last week they were saying we got to get Steph off the floor.
I ain't worried about last week. This is me now. You talking to me now? Who is
No,
supposed to
I'm
get?
talking about playoff basketball. I
Yeah,
don't give a
in
shit
the
about the regular
playoffs, I
season.
know what Steph
No.
gonna do in the
His
playoffs.
teammate Jimmy
I've never heard
Butler.
Steph complain about rest
And we
during the
know
Jimmy
what
Butler
playoffs.
was saying
Jimmy's
we
good
have
to
to
do
get
for at
Steph
least 2
off
weeks
the
of the
floor.
playoffs.
Y'all can say what y'all want. Jimmy Butler was saying we got to get Steph off the floor.
Yeah, to rest
Yeah,
him up for the playoffs.
absolutely. To rest them for the
To rest him
playoffs.
up for the playoffs.
Randall, why are you acting like playoff series aren't different?
They
They
are.
get minimum two games. There's less travel. There's so much
Everything slows
that they do.
down and
There's
everything
so much.
becomes half court. It's not gonna be the same, bro. And a lot of the calls that Shea get, he not gonna get the same. And I love Shea, but a lot of the calls he gets, he's not gonna get them in the playoffs. So now you got to get J Dub over here to actually really be a second reliable ball handler that's gonna really take the pressure off of Shea. And I don't think he's ready to do that.
Um, how many more games do they have to
I
go?
think they have 13 more games.
So
You talking about the
Steph is on.
Warriors or
The
OKC?
Warriors, I think,
The
have like
Warriors.
12,
Or
right?
maybe
They got like
So
12.
12, maybe 12 or 13.
So
Something like
Steph
that.
is on pace to play 72 games,
Yeah.
That's great.
and he's going to play hard the last 12. He can't rest. He's got to play hard the
Well,
last 12.
as a Clipper fan, he could rest if you ask me.
Yeah.
He could take some breaks. You know what I'm saying? Relax. I can see him in the play-in. I can see him in the play-in, you know what I'm saying? Making that run, really building that narrative. You feel me? Let the
Yeah, what you
Clippers
saying?
slide into the
I
sixth
say
spot.
that to say this.
Cam, that narrative is about as patchy as that beard, brother.
Yo,
Hey, but there's hope.
I say that
yo,
to say this. I say that to say this. I say that to say this. Remember when I don't want to bring this to him, but I'm just gonna say, remember when the Lakers, I want to say, and when Kobe tore his Achilles, that final 15 games where he had to push to keep them in the playoffs. Steph has to do that. Even if he gets into the playoffs, man, it's gonna be hurting. Because he has to play. He can't play his average of 32 minutes right now. He's got to increase his minutes to 38 just to make sure that they stay out of that play-in because they don't want to be in that play-in. He's got to play 38 minutes in these last 12 when he's already played 60. Yo, man.
I think the issue. I
Father
think that
Time has a great record. I'm not
for
knocking it.
sure. But we also got to take into consideration, right? Right now, the Warriors are playing this balancing game, right? How much do we rest Steph according to his injury versus how much are we resting for attrition? And so they're figuring that out right now because he does have this pelvic contusion and it is serious. Now, I mean, anyone that's fell
That
on
was
their tailbone, you know
a
that
bad
shit
fall,
hurts.
too. That was a bad fall. That shit
Yeah,
looked like
bro,
it
like
hurt like a
that
bitch.
shit hurts, bro. Like I don't
Yeah,
care.
yeah,
You could fall on your bed on your tailbone, nigga. That shit hurts,
that
bro.
hurts.
So if you've ever had a bruised tailbone, you know that shit could
yeah,
take a week to
Mhm.
yeah,
start feeling like you
Yeah.
can move
yeah.
again. So yeah,
They're
I
half
think
a
they
game.
have a shot.
They're half a
Hmm?
game in front of the Clippers, man. Clippers gonna catch him.
No,
Yeah.
they're not gonna catch him because Steph is coming back next game. You got to
We
remember
already caught him, baby boy.
they were up a game and a
Hey,
half. They
hold
were
on.
up a game
Hey,
and a half.
try. Who got the tiebreaker?
Oh, y'all do.
Yeah, we needed that win against the Thunder, man.
Listen,
I
bro.
hated that.
Listen,
Hey,
Cam.
look,
We talking
we
all
just
this
beat the
Warrior
Knicks right
shit.
now. We just beat the
Listen,
Knicks right now. That's all I'm
look, we
saying. We
talking
good.
all this Warrior shit, but I'm a Laker fan, nigga. I don't give a fuck about the Clippers, nigga. I'm glad y'all out of the Staples, bro. I'm glad y'all out of crypto,
Me
bro.
too. We got a real stadium
And
now.
guess who played the last game of the season?
The Warriors
Oh,
and the Clips. But guess
Nigga,
we
he in
already got
trouble,
the
bro.
tiebreaker. We
He
already got the
yeah.
tiebreaker. We beat them 3 times. We
Oh,
already got the
in
word?
tiebreaker.
trouble.
Oh, word? So what happens when Kawhi decides he don't want to
Hey
play
man, come
tomorrow?
on, man. Let's
Whoa,
stop talking like
whoa,
this, yo. What we
whoa. Don't
doing?
say
You
decides.
got
You
a
ain't watched
point.
the
You
fishing
got a point.
I
commercials?
mean, Kawhi is the
You ain't
only person
you ain't watched the fishing
that'll hit a game.
commercials?
He's the only person that hit a game winner, walk off the court just fine, and then report that his ACL is torn. So I don't.
Yeah, that's real shit.
With no
So
I ain't
surgery.
never met
With
somebody who
no
pretends to
surgery.
go to get oh yeah, y'all tweaking. I never met a nigga who pretends to get them surgeries that much. Y'all tweaking.
Hey,
That
Right.
nigga,
hey.
that nigga just hurt. He just a hurt ass nigga,
Kawhi
bro.
goes out there, drops 46, hit a game winner after playing 45 minutes.
Hey, we
He runs to the locker room
yeah.
and starts stretching, does some jumping jacks. The next day
hey,
in practice, they like, hey man,
Hey,
this dude hurts. He's
Kawhi
hurt.
will leave the regular season just fine, walk off, give an
Crazy.
interview, do his exit interview and everything, and then in the middle of the summer, my Achilles is
hey,
gone. I
we
gotta get
all know a
surgery.
nigga. We all know a nigga who can't stay healthy and
And
play any type of sport. We
and
all know
half the
one.
nerve, to actually try to join the USA team. Nigga, sit your
Oh,
ass down.
he
Hey,
Sit
he
joined.
your
was
ass
trying.
He
He
down.
took
want that gold
pictures.
medal.
He took pictures. He traveled to Paris.
Go sit
Yeah, he
your
wanted
ass
that gold medal.
down, nigga, somewhere.
And they said,
Before you trip
nah, we're
over a
just gonna
stick.
nurse you along. And I think this is the last hope for what they're trying to do with him, because they really tried to say, look, we're gonna keep you out till January, we're gonna ramp you up until it's playoff
Yeah.
time, and we're gonna go. So we're gonna see how that turn out for him. I hope it turns
See,
out well, obviously, but
me too.
because we got the team to really challenge anybody in
Right.
the league
Right.
to be
I
Yeah.
healthy.
mean,
So
With a healthy Kawhi,
I've
y'all do.
never. Let
yeah.
me tell you something. I've never, ever rooted for Ben Simmons. But now, it's like, come on, nigga. I need for you to
Hey,
get some
he
spinach.
ain't gonna see the floor during the playoffs, bro.
I need you to figure this out now, nigga. I mean, I hate.
He is still afraid to death at the rim. He don't want to. That
Fucking
Are we having look.
I know, man.
I hate to
Let
do
me
this.
dream, yo.
I hate to do this Clippers fans, but we really have the conversation about the Clippers actually trying to win something.
What we doing?
What are we
we
doing
doing
here?
here?
What are we
What
doing?
are we
cut it
doing here,
out.
What
bro?
are we
Okay.
doing?
What are we
Look,
doing
I already
here,
got. I
bro?
got to relive the 2021 playoffs in my mind every day.
You
What?
Okay.
gotta
Nigga.
relive your
And what you
whole
win
life. What are
then?
you talking
What
about?
did
You
you
gotta
win
relive your
then?
No,
whole life.
What did
I
you
said I
Against
win
have
the
to
then?
relive
sun?
it because we were going to win
Yeah.
the chip until Joe Ingles' whole ass
Nigga,
hit
these,
Kawhi going up for a
yo,
layup. We were winning the chip. I don't know
these
why y'all talking. Y'all was already home
hey,
while we was taking care of the Jazz.
hey,
Okay.
these participation awards, man, boy, they get participation
You know
awards
what
at
that
the
sounds like? You
fans.
know what that sounds like, Cam? That
Mm.
sounds like me being 18 and going to the club with the homie that's a virgin and him being like, I knew I was gonna hit. Like, how
Oh,
would you know?
please,
Like, how would you
please.
know? If you've never scratched before, how do you know you're gonna win? How do you know you're gonna do it?
Cut the crap. Okay.
Hey,
You know
look,
I'm just
damn well we
saying,
was
that's
beating
what
the
it
Suns.
sounds
We
like
was
to
beating
me.
the Bucks. Quit
yo,
Like
playing with me. We were
like
dogging them folks,
you
bro.
go to the studio with a rapper that's been rapping for 5 days, he goes, yo, this shit going plat.
hey,
Yeah, that
I'll
was
see.
me. What you mean?
Hey, I'll leave it like
Yeah,
this.
that was me. What you talking
Which
about?
explains why you're a
Hey,
Clipper
hold on.
fan.
I don't know why I wasn't signed.
I'll end my conversation on this. In the words of the late great poet Sean Carter, aka Jay
Oh,
Z,
I was kind of
aka
scared there.
Hov.
I didn't know what Sean you was going with. I was a little
Oh.
worried. I was gonna
Relax,
say we got it.
Everybody can tell you how to do it, but they never did it.
Well,
Everybody can tell you
I
how to
heard
do it, but
Sean
they
cook,
never
and I was
did it.
like,
Hey,
wait.
you heard? Did you hear me, Kev? I
He's
said
taking
everybody
the
can tell you how
famous
to
words
do
of
it,
Sean.
but they never did
Please,
it. Hey, look.
please,
Taking the famous words of
Hey,
Sean. Take that. Take that.
no. In the same verse of whole. Hey, y'all recite. I recall, because I really
Oh
been there before.
man. Oh please,
As a Laker
nigga,
fan, I really been there before.
you done experienced the same amount of rings I did from these couches. Okay, I know what good basketball look like. I know what a great team looks like. I know what we could have did. All right, get out of my face with that
We
shit.
have
Yeah.
a question from the chat. Who y'all got in the MVP
Shea
race?
Gilgeous Alexander, stop playing with him.
I mean, enough said.
Randall.
Give me one what Cam said.
I'm so damn tired of this shit, bro. Shea is the MVP. Quit playing with Shea,
La-
man.
Lactose. Who you got?
I can't. I'm looking at. I have nobody else, man. Nobody has been standing out.
That white boy has.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh no, Jokic is
That white
always
boy
gonna be a problem.
has.
Oh yeah.
That white
Yeah.
boy has. Oh yeah, that
Yeah.
white boy ball.
Yeah, no, Jokic is a problem
It's a
forever,
ball.
and
Right.
he
Right.
is second in the
Right.
MVP race. But he's not. This is Shea's year, bro.
Yeah.
How you third in the league in scoring just in the third
The,
quarter?
the,
Just after the
the,
third quarter alone. How?
Yeah.
the problem with the Joker situation is, and what's causing all this confusion is, Joker probably shouldn't have won it last year,
I was gonna say
and because
Shea deserved it last year, and Joker deserves
they
it
gave
this
him
year.
too much room to have a really good year this year. So now they're looking at like, well, shit, we gave it to him last year. It's kind of like Steve Nash, right? When Steve Nash was averaging 15 and 11, and then he came back and averaged 18 and 20, like, well, shit, we gotta kind of give it to him because he was the MVP last year, even though Kobe was out there averaging 35. That's kind of how they're looking at it. And who I think is the MVP is Shea. I'm not sure that look, they're trying to rob him, but they've done it before for
Yeah.
him.
This is
They
Yeah,
not
trying
the
to
the
best
thing
player in the
the thing
NBA
is,
award. It's the most valuable player this season.
I felt like last year was a robbery.
yes.
This year, if they give it to Jokic, I don't feel like it would be a robbery. I feel like it's way more comparable this year than it was last year
Yeah.
because Jokic is going to be the first big man since Wilt Chamberlain to average a triple double. And that's fucking, I don't care what era you play in. That's crazy, bro.
Wow. Y'all see
Yeah.
this in this game? Lakers just won by a point.
Yeah, I saw
Braun
it.
tipping. That was crazy.
I saw it.
That's called. That's how you
You know,
don't box out. Who's that?
you
Jarris
know the crazy
Walker?
part?
Box
You know the
out,
crazy
nigga.
part? Hey, the Bron section is gonna be like, see, he clutch. He tipped
I,
it in.
Oh, wait. Time out.
He clutch. He
What are we
tipped
doing?
it
Are
in.
we gonna discredit a game winner? Period. That's what we just gonna
I
discredit.
do because all game winners ain't created equal.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay,
I
bro.
hoop. I
All
hoop
right.
and I coach you for 20 years. So
Uh-huh.
they ain't the same. They ain't the
Yeah.
same. I guarantee
Hey,
they ain't
that's
the same.
crazy.
So,
Hey, was that?
so let me ask you
Did
this
they
then.
win the game when they hit the game winner?
No. They
Did
don't.
they win the game when
Yes,
they
but
hit
they're
the
not
game
created
winner?
equal. They're not
Do
created equal.
wins count in the record book as a win or a loss?
1,000%.
Okay,
But they're
bet.
not created equal.
That's all
They're not
that's
created
all that
equal,
matters.
bro.
Cut that bullshit out.
I
Cut
just
that
want to
out. I want
ask
to
you
hear none of that
this
shit.
though, Cam. I just want to ask you this though,
Yes.
Cam. LeBron hits the tip back. You putting
Yes.
them on your shoulders and yeah, and you celebrating like that?
I don't care who made the game winner. Get your big ass up here.
Right place,
You
right
scored
time.
the game winning bucket,
Mm-mm.
bro. I know
Nah,
what I
bro.
didn't do. I didn't get the tip in.
There,
Pause. Okay. I
there
didn't.
is a difference between a layup and somebody who pulls up a
I
jumper.
didn't read the ball off the rim properly. I didn't get my clean box out to avoid that. I
There
got
is
up
a
there. I got the tip
difference.
in. I won us the
There,
game. You better commemorate me,
1,000.
niggas. I won us the
Look.
game.
You get the golf clap, my guy. But come on,
This
there's a
is
difference.
insanity.
There's a
This is insane.
difference.
So if that was to win a championship, it don't matter because he just
No,
tipped it in.
Oh, that's different.
it matters. It matters. I'm not saying it doesn't matter. What I'm saying is they're not created equal. I'm not going to count if you say to win the championship. I'm not counting the tip in like I'm counting Jordan's crossover, Brian Russell pulling up for 15. No, I'm not counting the same.
Oh
No,
my
nigga,
god.
no. Who
because
Oh
would?
my
it
god.
just
This is
looks pretty. That's it.
ridiculousness.
Huh?
That
This is
I
ridiculousness,
It
think.
takes more
bro.
effort and skill.
A title
Yeah.
is
It
a
looks
title,
prettier.
bro.
You're
All I'm
right.
saying is a game
If
winner is a
it's
game winner. I don't
for the
care.
Dion,
championship, that's different,
you're right.
Cam.
I'm
Dion
saying
is
a
right.
game winner is a game winner. Don't try to add
Right.
No.
quantifications later.
D,
Did they win the game
hey,
because you scored
D,
the bucket? Yes.
Dion.
Okay.
Hey, look. Yes, you're right. It looks
Now, if you
prettier,
want to say
but
let's
it's
rank
harder to do.
championship
It's
game winners,
harder to
that's
do. It requires more skill to do.
no.
It's a lot
Listen.
more pressure on a jumper. It's a lot of things going on than just a tip in is reaction. When you know you got to pull up, there's a
The
lot more going on than
greatest game
somebody
winner of all
anybody can
time. The
understand.
Jordan game winner is second to me, by the way. That's the
Oh,
second greatest
What?
game.
what the fuck?
What's the
What's
first?
greater than that?
What's the first?
Kyrie
Jerry,
jumper.
what?
The Kyrie jumper.
This nigga's out.
That's game seven.
Fuck out of my
Game
fucking
seven to
face,
beat the
bro. Get
Get the
greatest
fuck
quote
out.
unquote regular season team.
Get the fuck out of
Hold
here.
It's
on.
up there.
Hold
It's
on.
up there.
Hold on.
Not the
I
base
got
up
one
there, but
topping
that
both of those. I got one topping both of those. That
The
Kawhi
Jordan one?
Leonard. Kawhi Leonard against the
That shit
76ers
No, bro.
ain't.
Nah, I can't do it.
to
Can't do it.
knock
Now listen, that was
them out the
that was a super
playoff.
difficult shot. That was a super difficult shot.
To
That was
knock them out
incredibly difficult
the game 7.
because he
Knock them
shot
out the
that over
playoff and
Embiid
go
and
to the
over
championship.
Simmons. So he shot that over Embiid and over Simmons. That was a very difficult shot on the baseline. That was very. I
Beautiful.
can't put over the Jordan
This,
shot.
boom, boom. This,
Okay, wait.
what?
Okay, listen. You want to know what makes the Jordan shot better to me? And this is why I love the Jordan shot. Is because it's the perfect like encapsulation of why I always put basketball over football. Because he didn't just make the shot. He stole the ball on defense to get the ball to even get to the shot. There was no, oh, my defense didn't do the job. No, he went out there and did it, got the rock, and then got the jump off. That's my
There's
opinion.
no, and we're not giving any credence for the fact that this was for the second three-peat and the sixth ring. Like, it has nothing to do with it.
There,
Here's you want to know if I'm also factoring in the fact that it was over Byron Russell, bro. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Kyrie was over Steph Curry, nigga. What are you
Tyrese was
talking
over
about?
Steph Curry. Steph Curry's a way worse defender
He's
than
a
Byron
clone.
Russell.
But
Yes.
Byron
Yeah,
Russell
Steph Curry's the
shooting over
Steph
Byron Russell was supposed to make
Byron
it more
Russell
impressive.
is leaps and bounds a better defender than Steph Curry ever was. It's not even close.
Okay.
Byron Russell in 19.
So let's say I give you
a good
that.
defender.
Let's say I give you that.
You
Let's say I give you that. This
No,
was.
you don't have to give it to me.
No, I'm
It's
saying.
the truth.
I know. I'm look at me trying to be, fair and impartial, and you trying to be Stephen A. Listen, let's say I give you that. Okay. Right.
Hey, sometimes
That
you
was
gotta
game
be Stephen A to
6.
keep your point
That was
across.
game 6. There was far less pressure on that shot than on the Kyrie shot. There's far less pressure.
No, it wasn't.
How? You got a whole nother game.
He did
at
it.
home.
He did it. He did it.
No, the
He did
game,
it.
game
You know what? You're
7
right.
was not going to be in
Game 7 was
Chicago.
going
It
to
was
be
going to
there.
be in
You're
Utah.
right.
It's gonna be
Right,
in
Utah.
Utah.
Yeah, and it's still less pressure.
And
Because
it
there's a
wasn't
game
a
7.
game
There's a
winning
whole
shot,
other
though.
game. There was no more games left for Kyrie and them. That's it.
Man.
You just came back down from 3-1.
That shot lost credence the moment Clay switched on that pick and roll.
Yeah, he shouldn't have did that.
That's not Kyrie's fault. Just like they
No,
should
it's
have
not.
helped on Byron Russell.
That's
They
not
should have
that's
helped
not
on
what I'm
Byron
saying.
Russell to help on Jordan.
What
They didn't help him.
that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is,
Then you can't take credence away from the shot.
yeah, I can, because it's a harder shot if Clay's guarding it.
If that's the case, then he's right about the Kawhi shot because he had fucking Embiid in his face on the baseline.
I mean, you can say that, but I mean, there's shots out there that I think are better than both of those you just mentioned. I'll give you the Magic Johnson wave off Kareem Abdul-Jabbar against the Celtics, much better, much crazier shot at that time. Like you gotta understand what that meant in that moment. Nigga, and it was on the road. And Boston Garden, the original Boston Garden. Oh man, y'all tripping.
Now you just sound like you want to be a man on the stoop yelling at us about being young. Because now you're trying to say that because it was in Boston Garden.
Because you gotta put everything in perspective. That team they beat in Boston had what, 5 Hall of Famers? you gotta understand where it's coming from, bro. That's one.
And the Warriors had what? But they only had 4, so I guess it don't matter. They have 3, 4 on that team, so I guess it don't matter. The Warriors, they have 3, 4. It don't matter.
I mean, they're Hall of Fame. Look, are we comparing?
Now it don't matter. Now it's got to be. We got to compare the Hall of Famers, okay?
because Draymond's gonna get in the Hall of Fame because he's a winner. Clay's gonna get in the Hall of Fame because he's a winner. If you take away winning, they're probably not Hall of Famers. But Kevin McHale is going to be a Hall of Famer.
Clay's not a Hall of Fame. What?
Is going to be a Hall of Famer. Period. Nigga, Larry Bird, Hall of Famer. Steph is the only guy on that team that they beat is going to be a Hall of Famer without the winning.
I don't know if Klay Thompson is a Hall of Famer without winning.
He's not a Hall of Famer without it, bro.
And I know for a fact Draymond is not a Hall of Famer without winning. No, Draymond would have had to win 3 defensive player, maybe 4, because even like a guy like Dwight Howard, they were kind of there were conversations as to whether or not
to the finals.
Listen. There were but let's be real. There were conversations at one point as to whether or not Dwight Howard was a Hall of Famer.
That was
and a lot
more so to his attitude than his play, though. That wasn't about it. That wasn't.
But I'm just saying, Dwight Howard has 3 Defensive Player of the Year awards, and I feel like that's what got him the jacket. Draymond Green has way worse numbers than Dwight Howard as in any category. So he probably would have had to win 4, maybe even 5 Defensive Player of the Year
what
awards.
We're saying, bro. If you didn't win, you're not a Hall of Famer. That's
okay. So take Draymond Green's wins away. Is he a Hall of Famer?
No, I'm not arguing that. But but when I try to make that same argument with other players, I get looked at crazy.
What other player?
Name one.
Reggie Miller.
Oh, Reggie Miller's like
Reggie's a Hall
Reggie
of Famer.
Miller is like the least Hall of Famer of all time.
Greatest 3-point shooter of all time.
His jacket should be his jacket should be like orange or something. It shouldn't even be gold.
I was wrong. I was wrong. There was 5 Hall of Famers in Boston.
What you gonna say, Bill Walton, nigga?
There's
You gonna
5
give me the
Hall of
Bill
Famers.
Walton off the bench shit? You gonna
Bro,
give me the?
bro, see,
Bill
don't be
Walton contributed to their
don't be
86
He was
title.
their
Let's
disrespectful,
not.
sixth
bro.
man of the
Don't,
year, absolutely. But he wasn't the Bill Walton he was.
No,
Let's
of
not
course
do
not.
that.
No.
they have
And
5
look,
Hall of
I
Famers.
love Robert Parrish, but don't do that, guys. Come on, man. You're telling me Robert Parrish is a Hall of Famer without the winning?
That's the only one you can say that to. Bill's going to be a Hall of Famer with or without those rings. Bill
No,
was
he wasn't.
fucking.
No, he wasn't.
You better go look at Bill. You better go look at Bill.
Bill would have been in.
You
Bill
better go
without
look at Bill in
championships is
Portland.
going to
You better go look at them Bill numbers in Portland, nigga.
cut the bullshit right
At
now.
that time,
If
Bill
Bill
had been the
Walton does
greatest
not
player
win that
ever
ring in
lived.
Portland and win that ring as a six man, he's not. And he's not going
Bro,
to the. He
bro,
might be going for college.
bro.
They might give him the whole totality career joint. They're not putting him into the Hall of Fame like that easy.
I'm all right. I'm just going because we getting a little ridiculous here.
Now let's switch subjects. All right,
No.
so
We're not gonna switch. Hold on. We're not gonna switch
Man
subjects.
said Bill
Not yet.
Walton.
One more because I
Bill
want you to
Walton
understand.
didn't need his titles to go to the.
Bill Walton in Portland was averaging 19 and 13, my nigga, and 5 assists.
19 and
Understand who you
13
talking
and
about,
5.
nigga.
Oh my God. Lock for the Hall. Get the fuck out my
That-
face, my nigga. Are you kidding me,
And it
nigga?
was.
A lock for the Hall.
I mean, if Joe Dumars got in with 16
No,
and 4,
What the
then
fuck?
he
he got
absolutely
What are
in
would
you
get in with
talking
with
those
the
about?
numbers.
rings. He got in with the rings.
Wait. 19 and 13 is better than career
And
Tim Duncan numbers.
5 and 5 and 5.
That,
Yes,
they
it
are.
is.
Tim
It is.
Duncan
It is
averaged
better than Tim
19.
Duncan's numbers,
It's
nigga.
better than Tim
Oh my
Duncan
God.
numbers.
Oh my
And,
God. Oh my
and,
God.
and
Oh
those are
my
better
God.
than Tim Duncan numbers in a league that scored a lot less.
How long was Tim Duncan putting up those numbers?
Only about 12, 13 years.
How long did Bill Walton put up those numbers?
6.
Well, he had injuries. 6. He had injuries. But
The
let's
best
not.
ability is availability, right?
But what we not gonna do is we not gonna act like Tim Duncan was elite the whole time, like he was putting up 25 and 12. No, that's not the case. I'm just saying if those numbers were replicated for several years, Bill
He
Walton is
didn't
those
do
are
it for several years, though. Ain't no ifs. We don't
he
get to
did it
play
for
the if
6 he
game,
did it
bro.
for 6
6
seasons. And he won
seasons.
two
My thing
That
is, if
shows
he
championships.
how
did
good
that
he
for
was.
6 seasons and didn't win any rings, he's not going to the Hall. That's all I'm saying. You're not putting him. He's not Hall bound
I'm
automatic.
not I think without the Portland championship, he may not be in
Without
play.
no rings, he's not going.
But he led the team. He led the team in that championship. 1, 2.
Absolutely. I didn't say that the ring didn't matter. That was he led that team to a chip.
Hold on. You're having a conversation, and this is what I want. I want to put this in like some context. We're having a conversation comparing him to Draymond Green and Klay Thompson, who's never led a team. Bill was a franchise player in Portland. It's a big difference.
If you're a franchise player and you don't win, and you don't lead your team to a win, what does it matter? All I'm saying is you take the rings away. He's
So
not a
AI
Hall
don't
of Famer.
matter. So AI don't matter. Charles Barkley don't matter.
Are we dead ass right now?
No,
Reggie
Karl
Miller
Malone don't matter.
No,
I don't roll with the
you said
Raiders.
you take away the wings from a franchise player, don't matter. So I just want to name a whole bunch of fucking Hall of Famers that was franchise players that don't matter now.
They don't. Not in
Reggie
the
Miller don't matter.
context that you trying to put him in. No,
Reggie
because
Miller
you
don't
trying
matter.
to put him in this guy. What?
Reggie Miller don't matter.
I've never. No, I don't. I don't fuck with Reggie. No.
Hold on. Let's
I've never fuck with
reset.
Reggie.
Let's
I've never
reset.
fuck with Reggie.
We're talking about the context of whether or not a person's a Hall of Famer.
Yes.
So you're
On his own merit.
on its own merit without winning.
Yeah.
If you're saying that people like Charles Barkley,
Karl
Karl Malone, all these guys that are bona fide Hall of Famers without winning don't
First
matter.
ballot.
I'm never.
I
I'm bi. I'm
like
never gonna give Karl
vehemently
Malone.
disagree.
I'm never gonna give Karl Malone
First
that ever.
ballot Hall of Famers. I
Fuck
don't
Karl.
rock with
Why?
Karl
Because
Malone
of his
either.
personal?
I don't
Yes.
rock with Karl
Because of his
either.
So I don't rock with Karl Malone personally. So I'm
Listen,
never gonna
listen.
give him that. I
Well,
don't care if
listen.
it's true. It's
Well,
true,
listen.
but I'm not gonna give it to him. That's just me personally.
I'm the nigga that says R. Kelly's immoral, but his music is good. So I'm
not mad at that. I'm not mad at anybody who gonna look at the stats and say, yeah.
And I'm the same guy that says Karl Malone is immoral, but by the numbers, he's probably
Unstoppable
the best
pick and
power
roll.
forward.
Unstoppable
He's
pick
probably
and
the
roll.
best power forward to ever play this game.
Unstoppable pick and roll monster, but he couldn't win.
Hey, he ran into Black Jesus.
Hey, Black Jesus was gone for 2
A
years. What did
lot
he
of
do?
niggas didn't win because of
He
Black
ran
Jesus.
into the African
Exactly.
Jesus.
He
Understand?
ran into
And
Hakeem,
before
baby.
that,
That's why.
Magic Johnson wouldn't let him get into
Yo,
the finals. What are we
hey,
talking about here?
hey, hey,
He
What are we
nah,
ran
talking
into the
hey.
Mexican Jesus, the African Jesus, and the black Jesus, and
Hey,
lost to
as
all
a
their
like,
well,
niggas.
nigga?
as some Olajuwon's my favorite center ever. You're never gonna hear me say a foul
I
word
don't
about
have a
Hakeem.
problem with
So
that at all.
Yeah.
He's one of the goats. All right, so let's switch subjects. Something interesting I found. So Dyson Daniels, he's kind of a role player on the Orlando Magic. He's a young player. He's starting to
talking
get
about
some
Atlanta,
burn. He's
Dyson.
yeah, my bad, Atlanta, the Atlanta
Yeah.
Hawks. But he is a stellar defender.
Yep.
This motherfucker passed Magic's defensive record of 200 steals in a season. Bro, that's fucking crazy.
Wait, Magic had that record?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Magic had that record.
That wasn't for bitches,
So,
right?
huh?
That wasn't for bitches. That was for steals on the court. That's what that was for.
All right, so I
Okay.
got so I got to update anyone that's gonna watch this, and for you, because I know you a '90s baby, damn near. Look, Magic Johnson was one of those guys that was a lot like Allen Iverson. He was a 6'9", where he didn't necessarily play on ball
Oh no,
defense that great, but he played the
I'm fully
passing
aware.
lanes
No,
like a
you ain't got. I was
motherfucker.
just
Okay.
joking
I
with
just
I
want
was
to
just
say
playing with
his
you.
passing lane
No,
defense was amazing.
I was an NBA
Um,
Classics baby, bro. You ain't got to tell me
okay,
nothing about
okay,
Magic.
cool. So yeah,
Magic is one of them ones.
so Um, we're starting to see kind of like this growth in the NBA of these guys, these wing players that are playing outstanding defense. Is this a shift? Are we gonna start seeing more guys like this come into the league that are more defensive minded, maybe of the ilk of like a Kawhi Leonard like that, or someone like
Yeah,
that?
I think so because I think the game is going back to where I think it's going back to more of the 2000s, early 2000s, early 2010. I think the big man's going to come back just based off what I'm seeing in college. Based, and it's going to take a while because they've kind of fucked the game up and inversed it in a way, and it's not the viewership's not good. But I think that they're going to start allowing people to play defense because I think one thing I think that the league is realizing is we don't want to see guys not play defense. We want to see guys actually try to compete. So I think it's going to come back. I think you're going to get. I think it's going to be even worse than that. I think it's going to get. We're going to have Shane Battiers again, where their prime Dante Jones again, where their job is to play defense.
Well, that's who they're comparing. That's who
Yeah,
they're comparing this guy to.
yeah.
They're saying he's a lot like from the Shane Battier, Tony
Mm-hmm.
Allen, but a lot taller. He's of that ilk where it's like, yeah, like he can shoot the open three, but this guy's real role is to shut down your best defender or make it
And we don't
extremely
care. We
difficult
don't
on him.
care if he can't hit
Yeah,
five. He gonna shoot
Yeah.
six.
yeah. I don't care. He could be
Pass that
what
shit
was the
up.
guy from OKC?
Yeah, pass that shit up and
Cephalosha?
guard
Yeah,
that nigga
Seth
on the end.
Loesha. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, no,
motherfucker.
the Clippers got one of those right now too. They got Chris Dunn, and Chris Dunn is a
Yeah,
menace on point guard, bro.
absolutely. Yep.
When he's not fouling and getting 3 fouls in 4 minutes, he's a
Facts.
menace defensively. Like he's
Yeah.
a menace, but you know what you're gonna see on the other end? He's gonna be wide open in that corner 9 times out of 10. They're gonna be rolling over to Kawhi, rolling over to Norm, because he's gonna be wide open. Sometimes he's gonna hit him. He's very streaky, but a lot of the times he won't. But you sacrifice that because of how good he is defensively. He's a menace, bro. In the lanes and one-on-one, he's a monster.
I just
Yeah,
want to get to back to a point where these guys who can't shoot stop shooting because I always tell people yo, I'm open. There's a reason you're open.
But
yeah.
you got to make him
No, I
respect it somehow.
don't. No,
Dude,
you
it's
don't.
gonna muck up your offense,
There's
man.
been plenty of champions who did try to make you respect it. They said, this isn't a good shot. Let me find us a good shot. Me shooting
Yeah,
is not a good shot.
I think that mentality
Develop your
became.
game, man.
I think that mentality became a thing of saying you have to make them respect it when the NBA moved to offenses that were 5 out.
Five
Analytics.
out. Yeah.
But if you
Analytics.
go back to an offense where there's one or two in, then you don't have to require that of certain players.
Yeah, that's how Tony Allen was able to thrive because that man I don't remember him shooting a basketball.
Yeah, that on
Not
offense
after he left school
on
to come to the
offense he
NBA.
was a cone. He was the fucking
Yeah,
liability
he was a
offensively.
liability, but the Memphis teams were still dogs,
But most of these,
All right,
I'll be honest with you, most of these guys who play today are liabilities. They just shoot the ball a bunch and they just happen to go in sometimes, so their numbers look like they're doing something good. But it's like, nigga, you're not helping. You're hurting.
yeah. There's a lot of 33% 3-point
Like,
shooters who are just taking like 7 a
and you
game,
hit
and every
2,
now and then they
and
hit
all of a
them.
sudden they averaging 9. Nigga,
Yeah,
you still suck.
there's a lot of 3-point shooters in the league that are in the 20 percentiles that take more than 5 a game.
It's like you suck. I average
Yeah,
9 though. You suck.
you suck.
You're over
Yeah. All right,
for a reason.
switching gears. Let's go to NCAA. So the SEC is sending a record 7 teams to the Sweet 16.
Almost was
Are
8.
we witnessing a power shift in college hoops dominance, and is it good for the game?
You want me to go?
Go
Well,
ahead.
no, let Cam go because you're an SEC guy, and I know what you're gonna say. Go ahead, Cam.
Go ahead. I'll wait. Go
I
ahead.
gotta be
I'll sit back
honest,
and listen.
man.
Go ahead, Cam, because I know what you gonna say. This nigga's an Alabama out SEC
Really?
guy, so
Roll Tide.
What?
exactly.
How are you a Bama guy,
I'm from
bro?
He's
How do
from
Birmingham,
you?
Bama.
Alabama.
He's from
What
Bama.
then? Why are
Bama
you
from Bama.
doing this? Why are you in this New York hat, bro? What's going on? What
We
you
ain't
you
got,
repping something I need to
we,
know
we
about?
ain't
Do I
got,
need
we
to?
ain't got no baseball team in Alabama. What are you talking about?
So you picked the Yankees?
Yeah, sure did. Why
Why
not?
didn't you go like somewhere close by? I don't know.
Because I don't have a home.
Cam.
I can pick wherever I want.
Randall is an honorary Wu-Tang Clan
No,
member. So no, I'm just fucking with you.
no.
I just
I became.
I
No, I'll give you the story. I'll give you the story if you want to hear how I became a Dodger.
please I would like to hear it.
So, so to be fully transparent, at one point, because I lived in LA for so long, I was LA guy. I was LA guy. Gary Sheffield was my favorite player. I was
Okay.
a Dodger fan, and the year when Fox had bought the TV, the network had bought them, Gary Sheffield said, "I want to be a lifetime Dodgers. I just want to be
I
paid
just want to
like
be
a professional player."
compensated. Hey, I
Everybody,
apologize on behalf of the
yeah,
Dodgers.
everyone was getting paid $100 million, and they offered Gary like 55.
They lowballed him. Absolutely.
Derek Jeter, along with King Jr. is my favorite players. Those are my 3 favorite players. He went to join the Yankees. Derek was there. I said, I'm following my guy. I've been a Yankee fan ever since.
Okay, I'm not mad at that. You know what I mean? Because the Dodgers were doing a lot of lowballing back then, and I apologize on behalf of the
Hey, look,
franchise. But when you want to be
Them
back up
wax
though,
niggas.
when you want to be back up, come to
I
death
said,
row.
if you
All
run it
right?
like a business and you don't care about me as a fan, I don't have. You're not loyal to me as a fan. I don't got to be loyal to you.
I feel that. As far as this SEC resurgence goes, as a UCLA fan who has Florida nightmares, I hate it. But hey, why would I hate it? Because look what Florida did to my Bruins in the late
Get
2000s, bro.
better.
Uh,
Get better.
what's up?
Get better.
I know, but it still hurts. I
Get better.
can't recruit, nigga. What is this, blue
Get better.
chips? You want me to go find Neon in the fucking swamp,
You're used.
nigga? You want me to do about it?
Camp. Respectfully, Camp. UCLA shouldn't be bad at anything. Look at where they are.
Absolutely.
Look at where they are.
Absolutely. No, I agree. I shake my head vehemently at these niggas regularly. But hey, I'm a ride and die for mine. I can't just jump ship. I'm a Clipper fan. Hello. Do I look like I abandoned ship to you?
My nigga
So
is the definition of LA out this
I'm in it
motherfucker,
till
man.
it's over.
My nigga,
Okay.
you should wear shirts that say too loyal on it. You
I
should.
am in it till it's over. I am a Raider, Clipper, Dodger fan. Okay. Ain't but one
You
of these
should,
niggas
yeah,
did
you
right by me in my life. In my life. Okay. In my
All right,
entire life.
Randall, what's up with the SEC shit?
I mean, it could have been 8.
Yeah,
We being real. It could have been 8. I mean, you got away with one of them. There was a little bit of an upset that was really close. I was like, uh-oh. So it could have been 8, man. Hey, look, at the end of the day, people were upset with the SEC. Yes, the dynamics of changing. Why? Because I said this before. The SEC about 2006, 2007, what they started an arms race in these sports. It started with football, and they started putting a whole bunch of money into their basketball programs. Because one thing they knew is if we start winning, our tuition goes up, our attendance go up, and we ultimately make more money because of it. Everybody else is behind the 8 ball. And then they did the smart thing. They went and got the exclusive TV deal with ESPN. That means if you're in California and you don't want to go to USC anymore because it's a regional contract and you have to be in LA to see them play. Outside of you go to ESPN, I'm gonna be on TV every week, and the whole country's gonna see me play. The SEC has done everything right to this point when it comes to their sports. Shout out to Greg. I'm gonna mess his name. Scarsbury, the AD and the president of the SEC. They just when you invest into it, this is the outcome. And adding, this is the outcome when you add that the Texases in the world. You just put money into it, man. It's money driven. They were
Do you
the
think
first
Bama can
started.
win it all this year?
Huh?
Do you think Bama can take it this year? Realistically?
No. I pick Auburn to lose to Alabama State in my bracket, but Auburn's probably gonna win it. But I will never pick them to win anything.
Auburn is older than us, nigga. What you mean? They're the 2014 Spurs in this shit. They better win
It
it.
is against my religion to root for Auburn.
Understandable. You can't root for them, but
It is because I have Florida winning. I
nah.
have Florida winning it.
Mm.
Auburn's probably gonna win it. It's gonna be honest.
Oh, I
But
just and you know what's crazy is we looking at Auburn crazy for just kind of like just the age of the team, but I think what the average age of that team is like 24, something
yeah,
like that, right? Auburn.
the COVID
That's
years, man. The COVID
yeah.
years, baby.
Oh, for sure. But it's kind of like this is kind of what we kind of need in college basketball to a degree is players sticking around, but it just looks crazy on paper now seeing players that age still in college. Because even then, that's like, wow, that's a stretch. But you would prefer having players who actually stay in school and all that good shit. But
Well,
this is crazy.
you're gonna see more of it. You're gonna see go back a little bit once they rectify this revenue sharing.
Mhm.
You're gonna see more of a balance because right now you're not gonna get these Cinderellas are not gonna happen. And I've been saying it because if a kid's good, he's already been as soon as he gets good, the next year he's gone. So you don't get to see that kid who was really good at Davidson become a junior and all of a sudden go on this amazing run like Steph Curry.
Mhm.
If Steph Curry played today, he wouldn't be at
He'd
Davidson.
be transferred.
He'd be at Duke.
Yeah,
He
he'd
can't
transfer.
because the money they were like, yo, we got $3 million for you, and the daddy gonna be like, well, take that money.
Yeah.
Like, what's wrong with you?
No, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, because the transfer portal is obviously going to change a lot of this anyway. There's going to be
Sure.
so much movement. It's going to kind of take away from the. I feel like to now sound like an old head. It's going to take away from that genuine feeling of when teams made runs.
Let me ask you, Cam, because I'm breaking topic a little bit. Try it a bit. Let me ask you, Cam, because you're not always on. Let me ask you this.
Mhm.
What do you think? What do you think about the portal? Do you think it needs to change?
I feel like it would be hypocritical for me to say it needs to change because I respect it. I respect it as an open market process as anything else. If these coaches can do it, why can't the players? But I would prefer if it was toned down a bit for all parties
But
involved.
It's
I
too
love
much.
no, it's too much. I love when people say it, but people don't understand that coaches got buyout clauses. They owe some money
Yeah.
when they
No, absolutely. That's why I said
they owe
I
some
would
money when
prefer
they
it to
leave.
be. I would prefer it to be toned down a bit.
I don't
Like you
think
can't just, you know what I'm saying, hop and
I don't
skip
think
and jump out. Like I would prefer that.
Scottie Pippen's son, I forget his first name, not Scottie Jr., but the other kid. I don't see him. He's leaving Michigan while they're practicing for a Sweet 16. That's
Yeah,
insane. That's
that's not
insane.
cool. That's not cool. I don't like that like at all. I think it can be toned down for sure.
As
I
an
think
NBA guy, if I was an NBA exec, I'd be like, I'm not fucking with this kid.
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
no. I think it needs to be toned down tremendously. I think that there needs to be a cutoff date. I think that I just think it's too
I thought
much.
there
Like
was a
There
cutoff date for that. There's no
is,
like
but there's two openings. One right after the regular season in football, and another one, and it's all been. And I'm just gonna be honest with you, it's all because of football. Everything is ran by football. They need these guys after spring practice to make a decision if they're gonna leave. I think there should be one date, and I think that with the revenue sharing, yo, you got to sign a 3-year contract, and if
yeah,
you leave, we want some bread back.
absolutely.
And the school can't pay for it. You got to pay us some bread back yourself.
yeah.
Well, I
So
mean,
right now for the
why are
players,
they even
there's
doing?
no
I
kickback
don't
if they
even
leave.
understand 3-year contracts. Why are they doing 3-year
Oh,
contracts? Every contract in college should be year to year.
it should be year to year, but there should be a
It should,
kickback for the players. There should definitely be a kickback. You
I
can't
mean,
say
for
I'm gonna come
sure, but
here and get this
sure, but I'm
bread and then
saying,
get it.
for college athletes, why would anyone be signing a 3-year deal?
No,
It should
absolutely, you're right.
always be year to
You're
year.
100
I
percent
mean,
right.
the way
Yeah.
that traditionally scholarships have always, even if you like, if you're in college now, they don't grant you scholarships for 4 years. It's year by year. You have to apply and get the money year by year.
Mm-hmm.
Why are we telling college players, "Oh, you got a 3-year NIL deal"? What? Hell no. You have a deal this year. This is how much you're gonna make. I don't know what's gonna happen next year because you could get hurt. We could find someone more talented, et cetera, how college always
I
goes.
think they
Nah, year by year.
I think they should make it one transfer portal, and it should be after the NCAA tournament for all sports. I know they're going to say it's tied to academics, but let's stop fooling
No, it's
ourselves.
not.
The
No, it's
academic
not.
the academics part, it matters, but you can take classes online and catch up today. Like it's so much access to catch up in these classes for the guys who are not going to make these NBAs,
Motherfuckers
NFLs, and
ain't
stuff like
going to
that.
class no way, bro.
But what
You think
I'm saying
DJ
is, I'm
Edgecombe is
not talking
sweating
about
the finals right
for
now?
those
He
players.
got to take.
I'm not talking about for those players. I'm talking about the players who actually not going to play in these leagues, who actually do use it to get a scholarship. I'm all
Mhm.
like, and they should be able to play too. But you move that back and say, yo, you still got to make these classes up, and just make them go to summer school or whatever they got to do to make
That's
that
it.
class up. Make some
Mhm.
exceptions to these rules, but move it back And they're doing, and the reason they don't do it, I'm gonna be honest with you, it's because of football. Because these college coaches are saying, "Well, we can't build a program in 2 months." Yes, you can. The NFL does it all the fucking time. You can build your roster in 2 months. The fuck is wrong with you? Make that shit in mid-April, right after the like 2 weeks after, a week after the
Yep.
NCAA tournament,
Yep.
and then you give it 3 weeks. Get them in. By the time May come around, you got your roster. We start football in August.
Yep.
The fuck.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. All right, so switching topics a bit. Michigan, we're talking about NCAA basketball, is back in the Sweet 16. So how much credit are we going to give to Dusty May? And is this a model for rapid turnarounds in the NIL era?
Yes, it's a model for rapid turnaround, especially for a school like Michigan. That shouldn't be for schools with that type of lineage and that have the people that'll pay it, that'll get you to actually put the money up to make it happen. SC, UCLA, Michigan, these schools like this should not be having to struggle at all. They should be able
I
to just
agree.
go get it.
I agree. What about you,
I
Randall?
think it's the answer solution wise right now. But once they get to this revenue share, I think things are going to change dramatically because they're going to be caps now. Now all these players are going to be equal playing field. It's going to go back to, okay, I'm getting kind of the same bread as I was going to get here. So let me go somewhere that's going to develop me. and at that point, I can go ahead and do that. I can do that from that point.
So what you're
Yeah, I
saying
agree with
is
you,
you
Randall.
got to fire
I
Mick
was.
Cronin, is what you're saying.
They should let Nick Saban be. They should let Nick Saban be the commissioner of the
Oh
NCAA.
I agree.
God, no.
Yo, you say hell no, but most coaches want him to do it. Most
I'm
coaches
just
in the
saying,
country want him to do it.
that's going to be a real tug of war with everything. I think it's going to be messier than
No,
it would be ugly for a
because
long time before it was good.
I can tell right now you haven't listened to Nick Saban in his ideas. His ideas are spot on what we need.
I love Nick Saban, bro.
He saw
I
this shit
don't
coming.
have a problem with Nick
He saw
Saban.
this shit coming 3 years ago, or 4 years before it started happening. He goes, "Yo, we got to pay the players, but we got to do it right. Don't do it this way. I'm telling you, this is going to happen." He laid it all out. He says, "We need revenue sharing. We need to pay these players. We need to contribute to these players, but it can't be the Wild Wild West or this going to happen." And as soon as he said it, he looked back and said, "I told y'all."
My thing is though, it's what he would try to implement and do would just be too much hell for everybody else around. They wouldn't want it, so it would just be a big headache for everybody around. And it would be uglier for longer than it would be good.
Most of these programs and coaches want structure. They don't give a fuck about paying the players. They just want some structure to it. They want to know what their roster is going to look like.
They say that now. I'm telling you, man. Nick
You
Saban will get in there.
Nick
Saban will get in there and really start trying to turn stuff upside down, and niggas gonna get mad at him.
No, I can't. I'm telling you right now, as a guy who coached for 20 years and coached high school for 16, you want to know what your I saw transfers go out and come in. You want to know what your roster is going to look like. It makes it easier to build your team. It just does. Like, it ain't about the money. It's like most of these coaches are saying, "Yeah, pay these motherfuckers. We making so much money, pay them." Yes, it ain't about the money anymore. Outside of guys like Dabo, who's talking about it ain't about the money. It's about the money. But
Bible reference for every NIL
Man,
question.
the moment they say it's not about the money,
It's
100%
it's about the
money. Like, how much you getting paid, Dabo?
Exactly.
It's about the money.
Exactly. You just not
Yeah.
re-upped.
All right, Cam, you down to talk politics?
Sure. Well, what little I know, I'll contribute where I can. Yeah.
All right, our Vice President JD Vance has some audio leak about him complaining about Elon Musk, and now they're saying that the audio was AI generated. Now, I do have to add some context into this because not saying that the administration had much integrity to start with, but they also just got caught lying about the leaked messages from Signal. So, what are your thoughts on this whole audio that leaked and them saying it's AI? Do you believe that? And if you don't believe it, then what do you think that means for JD Vance? What does that mean for Elon Musk? What does that mean for Doge? Like, those sorts of things. So I'll let Randall go and then you can go after. And then I'll go after you.
I mean, the AI didn't work. The AI excuse didn't work for Drake. Like, it just didn't work for Drake. Like, this is the new I was hacked, I guess. It literally is the new I was hacked. It literally is like, "Yo, I was hacked. That's not me." Hey, man, it was you, JD. And I'll let Try tell this story, but he was right on it. We all had time periods about how soon this is going to explode on everybody. He about to hit. Numbers right. I let him tell his own story though. Yeah, man, it was him, and this shit ain't gonna last long. This shit, it's on its way out.
What do you think, Cam?
If you're asking me, do I think that one of the most, if not the most incompetent houses of politicians could make multiple bumbling errors over any type of recording device within a week span, multiple times, I could believe it. If you could tell me that there are people who would find it funny and interesting enough to formulate and create an AI audio conversation to make them look stupid because they're so stupid it's believable that they would allow that to happen twice in 1 week, I would also believe it. Ultimately, my thoughts are we're fucked. That's my ultimate thoughts on everything. These are the people we have given power, would not, as a collective, as a country, we've given power to, we have emboldened, and we are in a lot of trouble that this could even be a possibility of happening because,
And
oh my God,
it's all our fault.
it's all our fault. It is all our fault.
It's all our
We,
fault.
it's all our fault. We got the man who made Tesla bought a social media app just so we could let people say the N word with the hard R, running the country with the orange man who just won't die. And a vice president that they didn't even like. They didn't even like the vice president option, but they just kept
He
rocking
didn't
with him.
like them.
Didn't
He
like
didn't
them back in
like them.
He
2016.
It's
didn't like
just
them, nigga.
I'm surrounded by stupidity on a daily basis and it hurts my soul. But do I believe do I believe it's true? It's probably true. But if it came out to be AI, I'd be like, yeah, okay. The problem is it's believable. That's the real problem here.
All right, my take on it is I use AI every day in a lot of different ways for video, audio, image creation. I use it for my work, and I know what the best of the best AIs are capable of. And I'm sorry, I just don't think AI is that good yet. There's some really good AI voices, but you can still kind of tell that was clearly JD Vance. Like you can AI does not mimic voice inflections and emotion that well yet.
You could
So
hear the lust for a couch.
yes, I could hear. Look, AI doesn't give me the energy of human beings. That was human energy.
Okay.
Like I felt that way about niggas before. So I understand that feeling. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck is this nigga doing here? Like, that's my job. Like I felt that
Yeah.
way before.
Yeah.
And so I just take the whole AI explanation and throw it out. I understand that's politics. Every administration does. I don't care what your color is. They do that shit to clear things up because they have to balance the difference between truth and country
And
perception
national security.
and
But
national
even if it
security.
was true, what was gonna
Country.
happen?
Well, let me get there. Walk with me, sir.
Okay. Okay.
So I've been saying for a long time that I felt like this Elon Musk Trump administration relationship was only going to last about 90 days. And it's not because of policy or ideas or anything like that. I just feel like when you throw two extremely A-type personality, alpha, super earners, billionaires in a room that are tussling and arguing over power, that's just usually never going to fucking work if there's not a defined hierarchy. And Elon being worth 400 some $1 billion, I understand why he may feel like he has no limits. He's like, I'm the richest nigga
I
here. So
bought
like I can do
this
whatever I want to
election
I was
do.
for you,
Yeah,
nigga.
gonna say my
bro.
money
Yeah,
made this election happen.
yeah. Look, remember back in the day where when Jay-Z was saying Obama owes
That's right.
me? Well, nigga, this is how Elon feels.
Absolutely.
Nigga, Trump, you owe me. Fuck you mean. Nigga, I put
Elon
on for you.
can't
I put
rap.
money. Yeah,
You
yeah.
rapping now, nigga.
Hey, hey, Elon's dropping the White
You
album,
know what I'm
nigga.
saying? Come
Right
on,
now,
man.
nigga.
I don't want to hear his moment of clarity. I
Hey,
want to
Elon
hear.
is dropping he's dropping his
Yo,
South African, you know,
man.
Afro Vibes album
That's the
soon.
last
Um,
Kingdom Come I want to hear. The last
ah!
one.
So I just take that shit and throw it out. I do think that this is going to come to an end in regard to Elon's position. And his I guess you could say his standing in the government, how people view it. I think over time this is going to become a cancer. I think Doge will live on, but it'll be ran by someone else over time. And so I think this is JD Vance just kind of expressing how I knew motherfuckers were going to feel about it. And so eventually this is going to emanate among the whole administration. And as soon as Trump, when he switches on you, you like 50 Cent, bro. When he switches on you, you're done.
Yeah.
So eventually, Trump is going to switch, just like he does on everybody. My nigga switched on his old VP, Mike Pence.
We ain't
So,
seen Mike Pence
it,
since.
yeah,
They try to get
it's
lynched. He
absolutely
trying to get lynched.
just like in about when does BMF season 4 come out? Or season 3? June? So
Something
that
like
means
that.
that's going to be done by July, right? End of July, early August. You won't see Big Meech after this. Or Little Meech. You know what I'm saying? Because he 50 switched. Same with Trump. So I give it another 2-3 weeks and maybe 1 or 2 more blunders. And Elon's the fuck out of here. And then we're going to get our actual leader of Doge, which will probably be someone that you've never heard about that's made $1 trillion in Wall Street. And they're going to be the people that are going to be doing these audits, not Elon. But that's just my 2 cents.
I mean, like, so it's just crazy how it's just Trump's so bulletproof with his base that it doesn't matter. Like he could sit back and let his base, indulge in whatever Elon was talking about, then say fuck Elon, and then his base could be like, yeah, fuck Elon, and that's just gonna be it for Elon. He's just gonna be richer, and it's not gonna matter because he's always had his people. Like I had like a partner that I worked with who was younger. He's probably like 27, right? And he looked me in my dead in my eyes and said, "Man, I hope Elon buys Disney so he can get that right, like he did X." And I said, "He did what?" And he was like, "Well, I don't use X, but I mean, I'm sure he did great with it." He just assumes that anything Elon Musk does and touches because he just assumes that it's good. I was like, "Bro, he's ran it into the ground. They've lost sponsorship. They've lost money. They've lost a lot." And he just assumes that because it's Elon Musk and because Elon Musk says it's going great, it must be going great. Because people don't research that.
His fan base is just like Donald Trump's. It
Yeah,
Yeah,
doesn't matter.
absolutely.
It doesn't matter what's going on in reality. The
yeah.
reality is what we create in our
They
head.
could have they could hold all day rallies with the short buses, and they would
I
be
think
good.
people, I think people discount on the pedestal that people in general, public society, put people that reach the level of the richest man in the world. Like at one point, Donald Trump was like the richest man in America, right? And that obviously catapulted his perception to a level to where he's almost impervious, right?
Yeah,
I seen Bill Gates get there in the medical industry. It's like this dude builds fucking software, and then all of a sudden he's deciding vaccines and a bunch of other shit. Kind of weird to me, but
microchips in your
anyways,
face, baby.
he became one of the richest motherfucker. He became the richest man on the planet. So at that point, you become impervious, right? I've seen it happen with Warren Buffett, and Elon is just. I've seen it happen with Jeff Bezos, and now Elon is in the chair. And so, I will be honest. Like from my perspective, if you do reach that plateau, it probably makes you qualified for the job. But to me, there's other aspects to the job that have to be considered too. And I think that in the way that Elon communicates, I think that that can be problematic. I think in the way that Elon kind of oversteps hierarchy, that can be an issue. How he speaks on government, dealings and things that are outside of Doge. I think that's a problem. And so, more than a person being a financial fit or let's say a financial guru or understanding company efficiency, because I do think Elon understands that you can't be the CEO of 2 publicly traded companies and not understand financial literacy and efficiency. So I do think he's qualified from that standpoint, but I just don't think he's a personality fit. And so they're going to have to find somebody that probably has more of like a chairman of the Federal Reserve kind of personality versus somebody that wants to be in front of the fucking
Yeah,
cameras all day.
yeah.
That's not going to work.
So,
So,
what role is Tiger Woods gonna get?
I mean, he's going to be fucking his daughter or whoever, who's he with? His sister,
Like a
Trump's sister?
niece or something? I
Some
don't
shit. He's
know.
going
Somebody
to be fucking, I mean, shit, he might be Tiger Trump pretty soon. He might change his last name, nigga.
that nigga gonna look like Sammy Sosa in 6 months, bro.
Hell yeah. Hey man, he keep going back to the white woman. Well, he don't learn his lesson.
He just and he looks older and older every day. Just not even
Yeah, you do. That hairline is
cooked.
deceiving that man.
Man, send him some
Jesus.
razors.
Yeah.
Send him a
All right.
bevel.
So let's get the hot takes. Boston Celtics have agreed to sell for $6.1 billion. So what implications could this ownership change have on the team's future, both on and off the court?
You ain't going?
I'll just go back and say, shout out to the owners who sold it. They bought it for like 350, 360. God. Damn. Woo! That's it. That's a return on your investment. So shout out to them. What is it going to have? I don't know enough about the new owners to know what it's going to mean. If it's anything like the Dallas ownership group who bought them and want to start making immediate changes, it could spell doom for them. Like, and I think the other ownership group didn't want to get stuck with these bills because they got two guys that are going to be making $300 million, and a lot of money with those taxes that are coming into play, and they had to sell out to somebody who's richer. Richer guy, just because you're richer doesn't mean you're going to come in and want to spend money on the team. Everybody's not Bomber who comes in who's like, I'll give my team anything I need to give. A lot of rich guys are very, very, very selfish with their money, and they're trying to find a way to come in and cut costs. So,
Well, I think also you got to think about the long term too, right? Like you know, the original owners bought it for what you say 350, they flipped it for 6.1. So these new owners come in and buy it for 6.1, and what are they trying to do? They're trying to flip it for 15 down the line. And that may not include paying two guys $350 million.
Oh yeah, my hot take is that Jaylen Brown's gone in 2 years minimum.
He might be.
He gone in
He
2
might
years.
My prediction is he's gone the moment they don't win a championship.
JB gone? Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
If they don't win a championship this year, they may have one more season and he's out. And don't let them go 2 years and not win a championship. He's
I was
gone.
gonna say you mean beyond this year. I knew what you meant, beyond this year. Yeah, man, Cam. I'm gonna shout out your owner, man. Hey, one thing I say about him, it's not for a lack of trying.
It's not.
No.
That man.
I love
that
the
man wants to
fact
win.
that he's trying to win. I love that for him. Like, man, I'm like, yo, man, I'm not a fan of the Clippers, but I absolutely fuck with him. He's trying.
Lee Bomber loves
Yeah.
basketball, bro.
Yeah, he's like, I just
He
want to win.
loves basketball.
I really
He
thought
loves
I was going to be rooting for a team in Seattle when he first bought the team, but I respect him for trying to keep it out here. You feel me? Because I was like, we going to
Sure.
Seattle. God damn. Let's think about this
Nah,
shit.
he gonna keep it
Much
there.
money in
All
LA,
right,
man.
That's
He not
facts.
stupid.
That's a fact.
shifting gears. Bronny James has a good NBA game and has a monster G League game. We're back to talking about Bronny. I got to get your thoughts on this because I definitely have a lot to spill. I've been holding my tongue on this. I was going to jump on my YouTube and go crazy. Cam over here texting me at motherfucking 9:30 at night with Bron tweets and shit. This is disgusting, in my opinion. But go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and let you get yours off since y'all got the same hairdo. Cam, do your thing.
Get your shit off.
Hey, nah, his he has more botanicals than his, to be honest. Nah, all I'm saying, hey, just let that young man play and develop. That's all I ever said. Give him some time. I don't know what he's gonna be as a player, but I feel like he has some skill sets that could translate, and he could be a decent role player in the NBA. And I haven't seen anything yet to give me the thought of the contrary. As even though some people on this here panel
We
told me
gonna
that
talk about it.
he shouldn't even be playing in the African League with J. Cole. That's what I was told. He shouldn't even be allowed to pick up a ball in the vicinity of a G leaguer, is what I was told, But hey,
No
he's doing his
nigga,
thing right now.
African League with J.
Yo, that's what I was told he don't even deserve to be on the court with these niggas. You know what I'm saying? But hey,
No, you didn't. But go ahead, Randall. I'm gonna explain it all the way through. Go ahead, Randall.
Did you
just give the man some time.
Did you actually see like some of the shots in the highlights that he made?
Yeah, I watched the game.
Okay.
I watch whole games. Bro.
Okay, you watched the whole game.
Yeah.
So you got Tubi to watch the whole game.
No, I streamed it illegally.
Okay. Either way.
Well, goddamn, feds.
So let me ask you a question.
I hope you're on your fucking VPN.
I haven't seen.
This live is sponsored by Nord.
It's sponsored by NordVPN.
Oh, man.
So I haven't seen the recent game, but of the G League game, of the last G League game where he had this explosion of 39 points. You saw those games.
Mm-hmm.
Give me 3 of those shots that were NBA shots.
Bro, I'm gonna be real with you.
No.
Half the time,
do not answer my question with the roundabout. Give me 3
I'm
good
not giving you a
times.
roundabout answer. Actually, I'm gonna give you an honest answer. Ain't but usually about 5 total real NBA shots in a G League game as it is. If I'm being completely real with you,
That's not true.
G League games be not every G League game
I
be
go to
created
I
equal, bro.
live right by the Clipper Stadium and I go to them all the time. They be NBA shots. They're NBA shots there.
Not
1,000%.
not to that degree. Nah,
Yeah, yeah.
there's a big drop off there.
Hey,
When I watch G League games, I just look for just competency on the court. I don't really care about um, if you took an NBA shot. I'm just looking at your process overall, me personally,
I mean,
and if you're doing it on an efficient clip. If you're doing it efficiently, that's also what I look
because
at.
I didn't see the game.
Yeah.
I did see about 20 of his points that they
Hmm.
had all over the social media network.
Yeah,
And
some of them were
and I
nasty.
saw
Some of them
and
were not.
I
Some of them were not.
saw one, maybe 2 NBA shots where I'm going, that's an NBA shot. He can make that in the league. The rest were drop coverage where the guy played terrible defense on the pick and roll. I seen a guy. I seen Bronny score 3 times on highlights where he came off the pick and roll, come off the ball pick on going left, and the handle fumbled to handle, and they were so bad in the pick and roll that he got a layup with no resistance, and it almost seemed as if, and I hate to say this because let me explain something to you. I'm not hating on Bronny James. I think Bronny James should have stayed in college to develop himself. That's all I've ever said about him. Let himself develop into a basketball player. What I saw is a concerted effort to sell the G League. It almost looked like, because there was literally no resistance in these plays outside of 2 or 3 of them. Those are not NBA shots. The reason I can say that is outside the 17-point game where he played a lot of minutes, I've seen Bronny James can't make a 15-foot jumper and it's not even close. You have to be able to shoot NBA shots to be an NBA player. That's just the facts. That's why most of the G League players don't become NBA players. Most of the G League players don't get 2-way contracts. Most of the G League players don't get invited to training camp because they can't make NBA. They can't take and make NBA shots. I don't know anything about it. I know he exploded again. I got to go look at those footage. And I'm not hating on it. I'm just sitting there going, well, I've seen him airball a layup 2 weeks ago. So you can't, it's not translating to the NBA. Yes, he exploded for 17. But shit, a broken watch is right twice a day. If you get enough attempts, and one thing the Lakers do is when he's on the floor with the Lakers, the actual Lakers, they make sure Bronny gets the ball. And that's a concerted effort for them to make sure he's getting his shots up, which is bullshit considering you got other guys you're paying as well. And that's my problem with this whole thing. It's still all orchestrated. It's very much orchestrated, and it feels orchestrated. And I'm looking at the G League, and I get it. You get the G League popping. It's like if you put LaMelo Ball in the G League the first year instead of him going overseas, you're gonna put some money into it to make sure people come watch that shit. Why? Because more money. The NBA is about money. It's entertainment first. I just don't see the NBA skill set still. And I hate to say that, even though the kid is playing well, like as far as his numbers are concerned. But I'm not looking at him as a G League star. I'm looking at him like, okay, how can he help because I'm a Laker fan. And I look at things as from a coaching standpoint when I evaluate talent. I talk a lot of shit, but when I really break down, try to tell you, I'll give you a long fucking list of things he can't do. Just because I literally look at shit like that going left and him fumbling the ball and it's not on a string at his size, that bothers me. Because I'm like, you can't help my team, because guess what we're gonna do? We're gonna blitz your ass off the fucking we're gonna ice your ass and we're gonna blitz your ass off the pick and roll if you go left.
He had that shit on the string on Giannis though.
I mean,
He did.
Look,
He did.
one
He
play,
did.
but I'm talking about I saw several plays going off of a basic pick and roll, bro. A basic pick and roll. You shouldn't have trouble handling the ball off a basic pick and roll. Not as a guard. Not if
I feel like if just from what I've seen from his skill set, I'm not going to be looking for him to go off the dribble that heavily. Me personally, I think he just needs to keep that 3-point shot looking right, and he'll be fine.
He can't hit that, but that's shaky, bro. Respectfully, that's shaky. That NBA.
That's shaky right now, but I'll give him some time.
Bro, let me explain.
It ain't got to be perfect yet.
Hey,
Let me ask you this: How many?
Because I want to have a real basketball conversation with you, because I do respect you.
Yeah.
Give me
All right, so let me get my
Hold
take
on.
on Bronny
Oh, go ahead.
James because go ahead. No,
I
finish,
got one
Yeah,
more
finish,
'cause
question.
finish.
I
Wait,
Because
wait,
I
wait.
got
had
a
one
lot to
more
spill.
Just
question.
one question.
I had
Yeah,
one
y'all
more
go
question.
because I got a lot to spill. So y'all get it out the way.
We're talking about his three-point
Yeah.
shot. If he made 3-point shots, he's still a bad defender
hmm
when it comes to guys outside the guys that don't look like him.
hmm
He doesn't handle speed and he doesn't handle size. So he can only guard guys who look exactly like him. Two, if he gets a 3-point shot, so you're like, I just need him to get a 3-point shot. Can you give me 10 guys you know that improved their 3-point shot from the point they came into the league to the point they left the league that lasted 10 years that you're like, damn, he's a hell of a fucking shooter.
10? Not off the top of my head.
You
No, I
you
need some
can't.
time.
You only guys who get the privilege. You got guys like Jason Kidd who became because Jason's so good at everything else. They gave him time to develop his shot. Bronny's not going to have the time to develop his shot because you're not good enough to be on the floor.
Go
He's
ahead,
just hella
Cam.
young. He's hella young. But my other question would be, who are the second rounders this year who are standing out to
Doesn't
you?
matter. That's not the point.
That
That's not the
kind of
point.
the point.
No,
He's a
it's not.
second rounder.
No, you know why it's not the point? Because I have Samaki Walker. I have Mono Ginobili. I have Derek Fisher. I have enough of those guys. Gilbert Arenas. I have enough second rounders in the history of my lifetime to know that second rounders mean something to me. So it's not about to me.
The
It's a
second
throwaway pick.
round has a
Hold
hit
on, let
rate
me
of
finish.
like the
Because
NFL draft,
you
bro.
throw
You can't give me
you
like
you
5
don't
or 6
no,
throughout
you
my
don't throw it,
lifetime,
bro.
bro. Second rounders.
Bro, I can name about 15 Hall of Famers in your lifetime of second rounders. You always take the chance on the best player because you never know who hits. Sometimes you
Bro, take it from a
hit.
Clipper fan, bro.
Sometimes
I've
you hit.
watched us take some of the
Sometimes you like,
worst
yo, we hit.
second
When
round
Golden
picks in the
State,
history of this
when
league.
Golden State got Gilbert Arenas in the second round, they made a rule after him. They said
He
second
shouldn't have fell
rounders.
to the second
No,
round.
huh?
He shouldn't have been in the second round. When Gilbert fell to the second round, he shouldn't even have made it to the second round.
I mean, do you know why Gilbert fell to the second round? I do.
Right me.
Gilbert fell to the second round because of character issues.
But it wasn't the talent, right?
No.
But
He shouldn't have been in the second round.
Well, I mean, Dalton Connect shouldn't have been the 17th pick either. That happens all the
Actually, he
time.
probably should have. If we
No, he
redraft right now, he's probably around the
shouldn't have.
same
He was a
spot.
lottery pick the year before.
But my point is, if you redraft right now, just looking at how everybody's playing, he's probably around the 17th pick. And I thought he went too low
I
too.
think he's
well,
not. If you look at the peak of this year and all the other rookies, Dalton Connect
I
is a
can
top
tell you
10
this. I
pick all
can tell
day.
you
10?
this.
He's not
I
10.
can tell you this.
He's not top 10.
Oh,
I can tell you this.
I think so.
I'll say this, and Cam, I'll let Tri go. I'll say this on his character issues, because I know a few NBA guys, past and present. I know a few NFL guys, past and present. Character matters.
Absolutely.
It matters when they're paying you millions of dollars. It matters.
Absolutely. But he should have been at
Oh,
least a late first.
all right. Y'all
Yeah,
done?
get off. You just said
Say it like he
get
wasn't
off.
kicking knowledge. All right, don't. We was having a fruitful,
You said
non-argumentative
like you weren't
conversation,
kicking
nigga.
knowledge.
There's a hater in every group, Cam. Don't trip.
Y'all niggas done arguing?
Y'all niggas done. You done or you finished?
Y'all finished? Y'all done?
Done or you finished? All three of y'all.
Y'all gotta let a real nigga talk sometime.
You think I'm just a fucking host? No, I'm just look, my issue with Bronny has never been about his abilities in the sense of his development, right? Do I think that Bronny can develop into an NBA player that can have a decent career? Yes, I've always said that. That's never been my issue with Bronny. My issue with Bronny is that he's been given unfair advantages and unfair timelines to develop. Most 50 most 55th picks that performed the way he did through the first 5 years of the G League would have, or the first 5 games of the G League would have been cut.
Yes.
Most 55th picks don't get $8 million guarantee contracts. Most 55th picks do not get to choose whether or not they travel with the G League team or not. Most 55th picks do not get brought up to the NBA when they're averaging less than 1 point in the G League. So my point is this. Yes, he can develop into a decent role player, as you say, Cam. But my thing is a lot of fucking players could if they were giving the opportunities that Bronny's been given. So yes, does he have a promising future to the level of being a solid role player? Absolutely. But would he have been given these opportunities, or would he have made it to this level if his last name wasn't James? I think we all know the answer to that. So my issue has always been about fairness. There's nothing to do with this young man. I happen to think he's extremely bright. Everything that people say about him is that he's an amazing kid. He has a great attitude, that he has a great approach to the game. He works his ass off. He does everything that he's asked to do and more. Everyone has great things to say about this kid. I have no problem with him. What I have a problem with is the 56th pick or the 54th pick that didn't get the same opportunities. Because if you give these guys the same runway, they would develop into good role players too. That's all. Y'all
Let
niggas
me ask you,
done?
let me ask you guys a
I
question.
disagree.
Let me ask you guys, let me ask you guys one question. Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. And this is really for Cam.
Yeah, I know.
Really for Cam. Because you're a LeBron fan. It's clear
Yeah, I
you're a
am.
LeBron fan.
I am a LeBron fan. Yeah.
LeBron's going to leave in 2 years. How long do you think Bronny sticks after that?
He's gone this summer.
I'm like,
The
not
year.
long. And
He's
don't they, how
out.
long that contract
He's
run? Don't they
out of
run
here,
through this?
man. He's
LeBron might
out
try
of
to sign another
Bro, the Lakers
contract
gonna
just to
cut
keep him
that
on the
contract
roster.
so fast.
Yeah.
There's an out in that contract. I guarantee there's an out in that contract. They're gonna cut that contract. So that lets me know everything I need to know. When I ask that, because everybody who tells me how great Bronny is, I go, when LeBron James retired in 2 years, is Bronny gonna have a 10-year career? Then they go, hell no.
So
But that lets
Bron,
me know
so if
everything I need
Bronny's
to
still on,
know.
so if Bronny's still on the team after 2 years, I'm gonna need some restitution from you,
If
bro. I'm
if,
gonna need you.
if Bron's on the team, he's on the
If
team.
Bronny's on the team and Bron's not.
Bro. Bronny might come in and make the what's the name roster, the preseason roster, but he's out of here.
If
He's
he
out of
doesn't
here.
develop, I agree. He just needs to keep developing,
Bro,
man.
he ain't gonna
Yeah, I
develop that
mean,
much. He ain't gonna develop that much.
There's no guarantee that he
That's
develops. I just
well,
want to.
what I'm saying.
I
He
don't
ain't
know
gonna develop
what
that
he's gonna
much.
be.
give it to you
All
like
I've said is
this,
I just
Cam.
want to see. I don't have
If,
an opinion on him otherwise.
if he doesn't develop into what your vision of him is within the next 18 months, he's out of there.
Hey, and that's the game. The game is the game. You gotta go then.
And I'm
I
just
wouldn't, and I
saying,
wouldn't be bothered by it. My whole stance with him has always been,
nobody.
I just want to see what the nigga gonna be. That's it. I just
Well,
want to see what he turned into.
you better, you better.
Here's the real story, and Try can attest to this. Here's the real story. I think Bronny could have had a 7 to 10-year career had he stayed in college and actually developed his game. That's the fucked up part about it. He could have had it.
I mean,
He could have had
there's
one of
always
role
there's
players.
always ITT Technical
Huh?
Institute. You know, he can still work something out. There's always ITT Tech.
I
You
mean,
know, he can still
hey,
salvage his life. You know,
he'll average 50 on DeVry.
hey, I'm telling you, bro. Just give him some
If you
time.
if you would have stayed at USC, if you would have stayed at USC 3-4 years where he really honed his craft.
So you think Bryce is gonna stay in college for
I don't
4
think
years?
I think Bryce is the same. I think Bryce is the same situation. I think they need a lot of development. You got to understand, man. Bryce averaged 7 points a game.
No,
How does he
I'm
go
asking
there?
you. Do you think he'll stay in college?
I hope he does,
No,
but I don't know.
I don't think so. No, I think LeBron is going to try and double down on what happened with Bron.
It's
You
just
got
it's
to.
just added to the fact that he's just a more doting father than Jordan. You know what I'm saying? That's all it really comes down to. Shout out to my guy Bron. You know what I'm saying? I'm working on my Bron remix right now.
I'm not questioning.
You know
I'm
what I'm
not
saying?
questioning Bron's
I'm not.
Father
father.
of the year.
I'm not
Off the
listening to
court,
that.
off the court. Hey, off the court, Bron is A1 in my book. Off the court,
100%.
Bron is A1. He might be he off the court. He's the GOAT, and if he's not the GOAT, he's right there with the other GOAT. Off the court, but when we're talking about this fuck shit that's on the court, I mean that's where I draw the line.
Yeah, I
Not
mean,
that bad.
for me, the hierarchy of my fandom is first the league, then my franchise, which is the Lakers, then players.
Really?
So
Yes,
yeah,
Do
for
you ever
sure.
absolutely.
feel like
I'm
we're
a
stupid
bad.
for that? I think
No,
No,
we are.
no,
why?
no, no. No, I know. I love the game first and foremost. I
Mm-hmm.
grew up playing the game since I was 4 years old.
Fact,
Still
No,
play to this day.
fact.
not the
So
game
I
being at the
so I
top.
love the
I'm
game.
talking
I love
about
the
the
game.
team being above the player.
Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely. Reason being is because, well, I guess I'm blessed, right? I'm a Lakers fan, so it comes with a
We
lot of.
know, nigga. We know.
All right,
Nigga.
so it comes with a lot of culture. It comes with a lot of history attached, and it comes with a lot of nostalgia attached. So it's easier to connect to a franchise like the Lakers or the Spurs or any franchise that has a rich history, the Celtics, whatever. So for me, yeah, my team comes before. Like I loved the Lakers before I loved Michael Jordan. I loved the Lakers before I loved Magic Johnson. I loved the Lakers before I loved Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Kobe and Shaq, et cetera, et cetera. R.I.P. But Kobe's no longer with us, and I'm still
I was
a fucking Lakers fan.
about to say that. I was about to
I
say
only,
reason is because I'm a fan longer than they gonna play.
well, I
100%.
only, I only asked that because, like, just logically speaking, like, when you started watching basketball, was it just like, oh, I'm gonna watch the
I'm
Lakers?
Lakers.
It didn't matter who was
Lakers.
on the team, or did you see a
Yeah.
player on the team that caught your attention and was you were magnified to that player
No, my dad sat me down
and
and
said, "We watching
said,
the
"You
Lakers."
see this? We're watching the
Okay,
Lakers,
okay,
and this is purple and gold. We don't fuck with that green and white shit.
okay.
And see that guy with number 32 on? He's the best player
Bro,
I've ever seen."
Yeah,
my,
see, because in
I
my
moved.
head it's like, as a
I
basketball
moved
fan,
out.
I'm like,
I moved out
I
here.
watch and I see this player, and I gravitate to this player, and then I become a fan of the franchise that player is on. And then if something goes wrong, he gets hurt, he gets traded, whatever. Now I got to keep following this
Nah, man.
team as opposed to going. But I like that player
I
over
mean,
there
I
too, so I
moved.
can't
I
I
I
mean,
can't
moved out.
listen,
hope they win
I
now.
moved.
that's a Clipper mindset, and I
No, not
understand
at all,
that.
because
But
I'm
on the
loyal. But I'm
Lakers
saying, like, you
side,
ever sit back and go like, damn, like, I really like this player, but now I can't hope that that player wins just because he plays for that team.
No,
That
I
don't
do
make
that
no
so
all the
let me
time.
sense.
so let me
I do that all
let
the
me name
time.
off some names there,
Yeah.
just to give you an idea, right? Magic,
No, I no,
Jordan,
I totally get where you coming from because you
Kareem,
have this rich history. I get it,
Kobe,
man. Q Rich, Darius
Shaq,
Miles, Andre Miller,
LeBron,
Michael Little
LeBron,
Candy,
Luca, AD. I
Chris
mean,
Kaman,
if you're a
Chris
Laker
Kaman,
fan,
Sam
yeah,
Cassell,
exactly, exactly. So
Daniel
if
Ewing, okay,
look, bruh,
Eric
bruh,
Kwiatkowski. I got it. We got the rich history too, bro.
this
I'm
is my
just
point. This is my point, bro. If you're laying in the bed next to Holly Berry, you're probably not going to look outside of your bed as often as if you were sitting next to Lizzo.
no, no. I'm just saying, like, not even just from basketball, just a full sports mindset. Have you guys ever thought about that?
I mean,
Even
for
as a
me, I go,
Dodger fan, it's like I'm fortunate to be a Dodger fan, but every now and then it's like, damn, like I want to see Bryce Harper win a ring. I can't. I want to see him be
No, no,
successful, but he
no,
played for the
I
Nationals.
get
Like, you know what I
exactly.
mean?
I get
Like,
it. My favorite player today. My favorite player today is Kyrie and Chris Paul. If the Lakers don't win, I won't want them to win.
yeah.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with it. If we don't win, let one of my niggas get it.
But let's put it like this: it's like even as like I'm a Dodger fan, right? If it's Dodgers and the sorry, not the Nationals, the Phillies and the NLCS, and I gotta sit back and go, damn, I gotta watch Bryce Harper fail again. It sucks. Like, you know what I mean? It's
I
like,
don't feel
damn,
bad. I don't feel bad
we
for
just
them.
got we got 2 chips in less
I,
than 5 years,
I
bro.
don't.
Let him get
I don't
one. You
feel
know what
bad
I
for you
mean?
going
Like,
bad for
against me.
you
I
niggas.
don't feel
Sorry.
bad for you going against me. Sorry, I really
no,
don't.
absolutely. I don't either. But I just feel like logically sometimes I'm like, does that
See,
even that's not even like
the thing with the Lakers, like being a Lakers fan, is great players always coming.
yeah, you guys
So you
just
don't
fumble,
have
skip
to
up,
look.
and fall into some
Yeah,
bullshit
yeah,
every
yeah. We don't
time.
have to look. We don't have to look at like the '90s was the worst era because you had to look at Michael Jordan. It was like
Yeah.
fuck.
I mean, you wasn't gonna sit
And
back
what
and look at Sean Rooks and go, "Woo!"
that
You
part? But
wasn't.
I will add this though, right? R.I.P. Sean Rooks too.
R.I.P. Sean Rooks.
I used to hoop with Sean
Me
Rooks.
too.
Nice
So
guy. I was
yo,
gonna say he was a
R.I.P.
nice guy.
Super nice guy. I used to hoop with
Super
him. So
nice guy.
R.I.P. Sean Rooks. However, I will say this. As a Lakers fan, I follow other franchises and players. I'm a huge Steph Curry fan. I watch more Warrior games today than I do Laker games because of the style of play. And it's not just like and my affinity for Steph Curry comes by way of the Warriors, their coaching staff, and how they play basketball. If they weren't orchestrated the way that they were, and they didn't run an offense that I enjoyed watching so much, I wouldn't watch him. And that's a reflection of the organization a little bit more than the player.
So Kim, I give you an idea, and I'll make it personal for me because told you I coached what 20 years, and I coached 16 years in high school. So, and I was blessed enough to win 2 CF titles as a coach. Went to the state finals, got to play in Sacramento for the state championship game. Well, in that run to the state championship game, we played in the Southern California championship, and it was at Rancho. Now, in my coaching circle, the Rancho coaches are some of my best friends. Like I've been out drinking with them. and I'm talking about I've gotten drunk at their house and say like these are my guys. These are my guys. Like we really rock with each other. And when we got the matchup, I remember my coach saying, "You're not gonna like this," because he was really close to him too. He says it's not gonna feel good, and I was excited. And then as it got closer, and we got into that form of a full stadium, and you realize what it was for, it didn't feel good because we did beat them. It didn't feel good, but I'm a competitor, so it's better me than you, my nigga.
Oh no, absolutely. If I
I'd
was
much
taking
rather be
part,
me
if
than
I
you.
was on the staff
Respectfully.
or playing in the game, nigga,
But that's
fuck
how
y'all.
but that's my but you I'm telling you have that mentality, period. I'm like that with it, whether I'm watching the game or you know, I'll give you an example. Jalen Hurts. Try to tell you how much I love Jalen Hurts. And Jalen Hurts is look, he's a man amongst men. I can't say anything bad. I will never say anything bad about Jalen Hurts. But if Jalen Hurts would have brought Oklahoma into Tuscaloosa, or we'd have played them in a BCS game, fuck that nigga.
Yeah, no, absolutely. No, and I have that
Fuck
same
that
mindset. I'm just
nigga.
asking, is it right to
Yes.
have it? I'm just
Yes.
asking, like,
Yes, nigga.
I
I
don't know
choose
how
me,
healthy it
nigga.
is for us as
I
human
choose
beings, is
me.
what I'm
I
saying.
choose us. Hey,
Yeah.
Malachi Moore as a phrase. You'll know Malachi Moore is. He's going to the
Mhm.
NFL draft this year. He's an Alabama player. When niggas start transferring out, Malachi Moore has a split. They ain't wearing Chrism. Fuck them.
Yeah, like,
And that's
I'm
how I
like,
feel. You ain't
I'm
wearing my
like,
numbers?
is it healthy? Is my question. Like, for us as human beings, is it healthy?
Yes.
That's what I'm, because I'm the same way. Like, I'll be ready to die for mine on this shit, but I don't know how healthy that is. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know how healthy that is. Put the damn jersey down. And see, that's what I'm talking about. I'm not biased at all. Kobe is my personal favorite player of all time.
Absolutely.
What?
Yeah, I grew up. What you
Wow.
mean? I grew up watching Kobe play. Are you kidding me? That's my personal favorite player ever, bro. Like, that's never gonna change. But I was not a Laker fan. But I can still respect and have full admiration for Kobe
Well,
and how
you
he
knew you
played.
weren't gonna win when he was playing, so you said, "Fuck it, go Kobe, go win."
He should have came, all right? He should have came to the Clips, all right? We was going to play in Anaheim for this
You
nigga.
mad,
He
nigga?
was about to do the most for this nigga, bro. And here comes Jerry West ass. Oh, no, you shouldn't go play there, Kobe. All right, fine. Damn.
Hey, I was
All my
gonna go
hopes
put
and dreams.
flowers on Jerry on Dr. Bus grave. You want to call me?
I fuck with Dr. Bus, man. He's a real nigga.
Because he's the one
All
that
right?
did that to y'all.
I know, man. I fuck with him, man. I can't knock him.
The greatest owner in sports history is Dr.
Man,
Bus.
he was real, man.
100%.
He was a real one.
Whoa, I got it. Steinbrenner.
Nah,
Steinbrenner's up there.
I got
No,
Bus.
because
Sure,
I
he's up
got
there.
Bus on that one.
Steinbrenner
I
had
got
years.
Bus.
Steinbrenner had years where he did some fuck shit too. Jerry,
I mean, Dr. Bus did fuck
he only
shit.
did
Oh,
Yes,
he was
he
just
did.
fucking.
he only
He
did
was just
fuck shit
fucking.
when he let his son run it, and then he stepped in. Then he stepped in.
No. Dr. Bus did a lot of fuck shit.
Like what? Well, who?
Signing Magic to a fucking $25
Hey,
million
that's called
business
that type of
contract.
loyalty is
Called
why
good
y'all got the love
business.
y'all get today,
Called
though,
good
man.
business.
Hey, at the
That's
end of the
called
day,
fuck
that never
shit.
hurt y'all. That
That's
never
called
hurt
good
y'all, bro.
business. Magic dumbass signed that contract. What the fuck are
Yeah,
you thinking?
that never
Magic
really hurt
signed
y'all.
a fucking 92 death row deal.
Hey,
What the
it
fuck?
worked out though. Ring ding dong. It worked out for
And
him
that
though,
nigga
bro.
signed a 360.
Yo, yeah. Hey,
Yo, what are
all
you
the
doing?
money coming back to Doctor, but hey, it worked out though, man. I got
mean,
Doctor.
fuck
He
shit
was
as far as
amazing.
putting the team together.
Yeah.
That's what I mean by.
You know what really made me mad was finding out how he was able to buy the Lakers in real life, man. That really actually hurt my soul.
Oh, because your Clippers owner helped him.
This dumbass
Before he
nigga,
was a Clipper,
man.
before he's the owner, he helped him.
Yeah, I know,
Wasn't that
nigga. Before
wasn't
he
that
was the owner.
the racist nigga,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, Sterling
Sterling,
fronted him the
right?
bread. Yeah, he
yeah.
was like, he's like, I'm gonna come pick. You could pick out some properties, so because he didn't have the money. So it was like literally the night before he fronted him the rest of the money, and that's what made Sterling go, well, damn, it's working out for him. I want a team, and that's why he went and bought the Clippers.
He saw the women. That's what he
That's
saw.
really what it
Oh
was. He
shit.
saw the Forum Club and
He
said, oh,
said,
I
"Oh
want some of
shit,
this
I want
action.
that."
Let me go.
Man, Sterling took that nigga to the Playboy Mansion in 72. And
Yo,
that nigga was
dog,
like,
this
yo,
nigga
I
talking
gotta get
about.
out here.
I didn't know you couldn't just buy the players. I was like, why didn't y'all get him out of here then? Come on, dog.
That nigga was a slave owner in a previous life. Maybe in this life.
That was my out. I
In
was
this
like,
life.
that was my out. I was like, if they don't get rid of him, I'm gonna just leave the Clippers. It's a
Well,
win-win
you
for
should
me.
have. Nigga, you had a perfect time.
That was like,
Niggas,
but I was like, but if they get rid of him, then I don't have an excuse anymore. So I gotta, you know. And then
Man,
we got rid of him. And I love Steve
let me
Ballmer. I
let me
love Steve
explain
Ballmer.
I'm
something
gonna
to
be
you, man.
sure to get you my new loyalty apparel,
Hey,
bro. I'm gonna get it to you. You
when
deserve it. You fucking
when
deserve it.
that clip came viral, and I meant this with all my heart. I think I put it on some social media app, and I said, if you don't remove him with haste, with speed, I will never watch another basketball game.
Damn.
That nigga was going to 72 hours.
Yo, I remember where I was. I remember being stunned that they
He
really
gotta
did it.
go,
Like
nigga. He was
I just
gone.
thought, like in my head, I'm like, I know so like a lot of these owners have probably said some crazier shit
Hey,
just behind
you
closed
got
doors, so they
remember
might not want their skeletons
remember
coming out.
remember Mark owner of the Dallas Mavericks,
Cuban,
Mark Cuban. Mark
all that
Cuban
shit
was
that came
like,
out about their
he was the one
organization.
talking about, look, I slippery slope. We're talking about what people were saying. You're making a team.
Yeah,
Like, that's because he know. I've said
he
some
knew.
fuck shit too.
That's why I was like, I don't know if they really gonna go for it because they might be like, I don't want none of my shit coming out.
Hey, man, they said this is billions of dollars. Nigga, we'll kill you.
Yeah,
You gonna go quietly.
that was Adam Silver's first big boy move right there.
Absolutely. He knew
Yeah.
what to do. He did the right thing.
Fact.
Let's switch gears, get back to college basketball. So South Carolina and UCLA on the women's side have been crushing opponents early. Does dominance at the top help grow the game
Please,
with recognizable brands and hurt parity and fan engagement?
no, not at all.
Dominance has never
It
hurt.
doesn't help grow the brand.
No, it helps grow the brand. I think. I don't think it's hurtful.
Let's
I
Okay.
not.
think it helps.
I mean, you've never seen a story where a team was dominant that hurt a league or hurt it. It doesn't work that way. In fact, you it's like Floyd Mayweather. Sometimes you get the fans that love it, and you got the fans that just going to tune in to see it
See
fall.
it fall.
So
Mhm.
dominance has never hurt the sports. Only people who care about dominance is people who have loser mentalities like Cam and his teams, where they want you to
What the fuck is this nigga
they
talking
want you
to?
they,
Nigga talking to? Nigga, can you rap? Do I need to get in the booth? Do I need to, what the fuck is we
No,
talking
he
about?
can't, but I'm gonna write it for him. So you go ahead and do it. I'm gonna write it for him. We
You
good.
gonna need people for sure, cause we got to.
Hey, nigga, hey, call me Drake, nigga. I had 20 writers, nigga. Call me
That's it.
Oh man!
Hey, this gonna be a 20v1,
Tell Try that he
B.
better stay right with you.
If Drake can do it, I can do it. Goddamn.
Absolutely, nigga. I'm gonna put the Tupac AI on him and let him go.
Hey, at the end of the yo, hey, real serious. At the end of the day, when it comes to dominance, I've never been a guy who's hated on dominant teams. I've never been like, I just hope they lose. I've never like, I hope the Patriots lose. I hope this team outside the Celtics or the Bulls. I wouldn't care about the Bulls winning. I was like, yo, you need to get better. It always strikes me as when teams start winning, you get these fans who are like, I just need them to lose. Like, I'm an Alabama fan. The whole world's like, I just want them to lose. I'm like, why? What have we done to you? You USC fans, nigga, we haven't played you guys in years. Why the fuck do you give a fuck about a team in the
You know
South?
what it is. Don't do that. You know
But
what it is. Don't do that.
You know what it is?
You
You know
know
what it
it
is? Because when Reggie Bush was rocking and rolling, I was turning in on Saturday.
But
Nigga.
see, you're a logical fan though. You're not. You got to remember those bottom feeder ass
that's-
fans who just
But that's
start
most-
glopping
but that's
on
most
to a
fans,
certain sports
when they team
team.
not doing well, they want to bring somebody else down. You know what I tell people? Hey man, don't get mad at my team. Get better.
No, that's the smart. No, but you're still speaking logically, bro. You're not. You got to think about that dumbass fan who just agitates other fans who are also on that lower tier. So now they just want to hate the other team, no matter what's going on, no matter what the circumstances. They want to see them lose. Half the time you hear people saying that is people who don't even really know the game. They don't watch the game. They don't know about construction of a roster. They don't know anything.
Hold your franchise accountable, nigga. Not mine.
Absolutely.
Anyway,
Well, except for in my
here.
case, it's fuck the Patriots forever. You robbed me of a dynasty to build your own fucking tuck rule ass niggas. Fuck you niggas.
Gonna come
man.
down to that. That's all I said.
So you're a Raiders fan?
Yes, nigga. What?
Nigga,
Habitual.
I'm so glad. I'm
This
so
nigga's
good. I'm
habitual
so
loser.
glad you rap well because I want you to win at
He's
something.
habitual
I'm a
loser.
Dodger fan. What are you talking
I want
about?
you. I mean, bro, but that just happened. My
They
nigga,
won in
like
2020. What you talking about?
for the first 31 years of your
Yeah, no, literally all I had. I'm a big Kings hockey fan, so I had the Kings win in 2012. That was
Okay,
it.
that's
I was
good.
like, damn.
Yeah,
I was like, I ain't getting nothing but the Kings. Like that's like my
when
fourth
your
sport though.
only win is on the ice,
Yeah,
you gotta
nigga,
make
it
some. You
sucked.
gotta make.
I was
make
over
some
here trying to
light.
get Galaxy banners for the LS Galaxy and shit because Kobe Jones was nice.
Now I feel.
Serena Williams won.
Yo, I gotta do something.
Now I feel bad voting against you in the battle and shit. Like I
See?
shouldn't have did that. I
You
should have
bum
debuted
ass.
W.
And then left. Hey yo, this nigga, no, this nigga trying to picked
I
against me to
did.
win in the final,
He
and I couldn't
lost.
even find him after the
B.
show.
He
It wasn't
lost.
even.
B.
I thought you would be like, "Hey, bro, you did good. Here's where you could have improved." This
Nah,
nigga was on the jet.
I'm out of
This
here.
nigga was
nah,
out of
I'm out of here.
here.
nah. Hey, you want to know why? You want to know why? Because Cam was better than the nigga he lost to. He was better than that nigga. And I'll say it. I love Peter MC. But when it comes to battles, she just lyrics in general. I just feel like you're a better MC. When you
Yeah, no, he
lost,
got me though. He got me.
when
He
you
got
lost,
me.
I was disappointed, nigga. That's why I left. I said, man, what the
That's the first
fuck?
time I've ever battled, right?
I know, but I'm like, I
Yeah.
niggas can't be losing to Cleveland niggas. What are we talking about here?
Hey, I got my lick back twice. Don't play with me.
You
Okay.
did, you did. But
You
that night, I
lost
was
the battle of
disappointed,
Bone
man.
Thugs and Harmony,
Yeah, nigga
Nah,
lost the
don't
battle.
do that. Don't do that to P. Yeah, no, He's nice.
Nigga
He's nice.
lost the
Nah.
battle to Busy Bone, and
nigga.
my
Hey,
nigga, I'm
Cam,
like,
Cam,
yo, the
hey,
fuck
Cam,
is going
Cam,
on?
where you from?
I'm gonna say what are you doing?
Cam. So your role models growing up was Ice Cube, Easy E, Tupac, and Snoop Dogg. You
No, they
lost
wasn't.
you lost to
No,
niggas
they
role
wasn't.
models who was Busy Bone and Lazy Bone, nigga.
Yeah, nigga.
Hey,
What is going
I
on
didn't
here?
have a hook like Thuggish Ruggish Bone to grow up to. You know what I'm saying? That's a different energy. You know what I
My
mean?
nigga, you lost to a nigga in crucial conflict, B. What the hell?
Hey man, he
Nah,
got me. He
I'm
got me.
joking. I'm
Yeah,
joking.
of
I'm,
course,
I'm, I'm joking.
of course.
PMC, I gotta say this because I don't want niggas to jump up. PMC, I'm completely joking. You are super fucking nice and dope.
So,
I'm joking in regard to the Cleveland
but I'm
shit.
still
I
up
know you're from
2-1,
Ohio.
Pete.
Yes, we still up
I'm
to
still
one.
up 2-1. All
At the
right.
end of the day, I'm an IE nigga, so I just gotta
Yeah.
call it how it is. All right, I have a different take on the South Carolina UCLA thing.
Hmm.
I do think that them crushing opponents, all the way through, I don't think it hurts the game, but I don't think it grows the game. And I think that it does. I think that parity is what grows the game. If we look at last year, if you look at the collision course between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, that grew the game. Or 2 years ago, that grew the game. If you look at how that transferred to the WNBA, that rivalry. Also, what's Caitlin's team?
The fever.
The Fever, right? Them continually growing in the standings and eventually getting into the playoffs.
Mhm.
That sort of competition is what grows the women's game. I don't think having, the Las Vegas Aces just run through a season, I don't think that grows the game. You have to have Magic and Bird. You have to have Jordan and a bunch of nemesises. You have to have Kobe and Shaq. You have to have Kobe in the case. You have there has to be stories to attach to the game for
But
it to grow. And so I don't think the story that everyone wants to see is two teams or even one team just run through the league. I think that we've seen that isn't good for leagues, even intergender. Like if you look back at when Kevin Durant went to the Golden State Warriors, NBA viewership actually went
Well,
down
that's
because
because
people
he was
already
out.
knew. Well, I mean, for sure, for making the move, but I'm just saying when you don't have parity in a league and you have one team that's just a standout that just goes and wins all these games and wins a championship, and we knew it from training camp, I don't think people want to tune into that. I think people want to tune into teams fighting for that number one spot, especially when a game like women's basketball is on the rise and growing. I think they need more stories, they need more parity, and they need more conflict.
I find that interesting because I was always what really at the age that I started watching women's college ball was when UConn was dominating, and that intrigued me, and that made me want to watch more when UConn
Yeah,
was out here killing it.
Yeah, but respectfully, you're a nerd. So it's like you know what I'm saying? So like you enjoy the details of the game. I say that respectfully, right?
Yeah,
Like I think
absolutely,
we're all
absolutely.
nerds on this call, right?
Yeah,
Like we enjoy the details of the game. Like Randall famously says, which I agree with him because I'm the same, that when he watches basketball, he rarely watches the ball.
yeah. You got to
He's
watch
watching
softball.
everything else. I'm
You got to
watching
watch
how the
softball.
defense
I
rotates.
can't
I'm
yell at
watching how
James Harden for missing a rotation if I'm not if I'm watching the ball every time. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Right, right.
Yeah.
So my thing is when you're looking at the game from a surface level, right? Not a nerd fan, but the fans that actually pay the bills, which are going to be your fair weather fans. Those fans attach to stories. You know what I'm saying? Like There was a huge story today. An example: LeBron James spites Stephen A. Smith by going on ESPN with the white
And
boy
doing Pat McAfee.
and
Yeah.
doing it with Pat McAfee and
More
doing an
suck
interview,
shit.
right? These or even just, well, we can discuss that, but even just the Stephen A. Smith and LeBron exchange, those stories grow the NBA, and they continually have them through every fucking week of the season. The NBA is drama all year round. Soon as the season ends, we start talking about free agency, drafting, that like they never stop. The WNBA and the women's game in college has to get more on that page where they're really working with journalists to write the stories that people want to fucking be
But
attached to. That's what
I'll
grows
say
the
this:
game.
but they are. This year, even with Juju hurts it. And
They heard, yeah,
but
she heard it
this
majorly.
year, you have about 4 or 5 teams that can actually win it. You haven't had that in a while. You haven't had, even when like people say the Caitlin Clark shit, and well, South Carolina won one and LSU won the other, and they were the best teams all year. It wasn't like we knew who were going to win those years, right? It wasn't a question about those type of things, right? So, but I believe this year with Notre Dame, I think they have personalities. These blowouts, you got to realize that was the first and second round. That shit,
Obviously,
that shit's going
it's
to
going to
stop.
slow down now.
That shit
Yeah,
slows down. Not for North Carolina and UCLA. That shit slows down in Elite Eight for them, because that's the collision course right now.
And
Because Juju's
wait,
out of here, right?
yeah,
So that's the
wait.
collision course you're about to have. But everybody else, that shit slows down this weekend.
and,
Gear it up.
and it needs to. I hope it does. I am starting to enjoy the women's game since Randall and the other homie Leon kind of forced me to start watching this
We talk
shit.
about it so
And
much.
It happened.
yeah, I'm glad. Yeah, I'm glad that they did because I'm enjoying the game. But I just know, I'm a marketer, bro. So it's like you got to sell the sizzle, not the steak.
And
And then
don't be shocked
WNBA
if you
has
see
the
hey, don't be shocked if you see that UCLA that USC Connecticut game get real interesting.
Oh,
USC got some players, man.
look,
They
USC
still
got
do,
some
I
yeah.
dogs
agree,
there.
and that might be the story. You see, USC still going to the Final Four might be the
They very
story.
well still could.
Yeah,
They
they very well still could.
they
I'm
need Paige though. They need Paige in that Final Four now that Juju's out. They need Paige. She's the second biggest
for
star.
sure.
She's the best second biggest star in the country. And I
Yeah, for sure. And
love
so
Paige.
that's my thing. That's my thing. Stories, brother. You can have all these stars all you want, but I need the stories because that's what the Fairweather fans are going to attach to. All right. So speaking of college basketball, um, what did you guys think about Jaden McDaniel's mom getting in between him and Juju? That was pretty
I
blatant too.
look, as I nigga, I gotta hear both sides. Okay. I don't know if that was just like, hey, we just chopping it up, we cool. My mom's coming, all right, cool. And cameras can get the shots to make it look as crazy as they want.
You didn't
I
see
don't
the
know.
conversation they was having,
They was laughing and yucking it up, niggas.
bro.
They laughing,
Bro,
showing all their
bro.
teeth. They could do that, and it don't mean that they
Cam.
trying to
Hey,
get it
so all
in.
right, all right, you making excuses, Cam. So
Hey,
I'm a married man, right? I'm a married
And
man,
he
right?
got daughters.
yeah.
So what if we was
Shout
that?
out to
So
the
what
man.
if we was in the hip hop? So what if we was in a hip hop
Mhm,
spot, right?
mhm.
And you see me talking to a shorty the way they was talking. What you gonna think I'm
I'm
doing?
gonna think that you telling her about the new album. What you mean, bro? You think I'm?
That's
Come
exactly
on,
right.
my nigga.
Hey
That's
yo,
my
so
nigga.
this,
Try. He
you
not
think I'm
chilling.
over here just giving her the green tape track list?
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
You like see what I was doing on track 4? You see what I'm saying? I
I
I'll
see.
disagree.
so,
I think Cam is gonna be like that nigga's fucking. I know he's fucking.
1,000%
I think that's what you
nigga.
Hey,
would
you a
say.
funny nigga, bro. I can't think you funny
He ain't
over
that
here. What,
funny.
what you
He
mean?
ain't that funny, nigga. And neither's
Hey,
Jaden
don't make me
Daniels,
get on
nigga.
my East Coast shit. Hey, we calling funny,
Bro,
B?
I'm a clown.
What
I
you think?
abuse you.
Think I'm funny, B?
Hey, you can be funny to the never.
You think
Listen, all I'm saying,
I'm a comedian, son? That's what you think, God?
I'm a clown. Yeah, no, look, bro. If it is what it was, then hey, his mama don't play that shit. If that was the
I don't
case,
think
his
that.
mama ain't playing that shit.
See, so I do think that's what it was, based off how she was looking at him and how he was looking at her. And they're grown. They're young. They're two very successful grown people,
Yeah.
young grown people in this world. I don't now the extras because this is getting put put extras on because of how Jaden Daniels' mom came out when Jaden Daniels was getting drafted, saying that she's worried about girls. I didn't take it as that because I take it as he was like, I think she's okay with Juju. She's not the girl. She's not the girl she's worried about. I think because you even look at her, she's sitting between, and she had that mama look like, you niggas don't see the cameras look, and she pointed at the camera. The camera's looking at you too, and Juju's doing this, and Jaden's doing this. So it wasn't one of those. Nah, y'all don't need to be together. I'm hating them. It was more like, yo, y'all don't recognize the whole world looking at y'all two stupid idiots while y'all in here Google eyes at each other like, she pointed at the big Tron like, look, y'all on TV, nigga.
I don't think they gave.
No, they didn't. But she like, she was the smart one because she's the adult. She goes, this shit is going viral tomorrow. Why y'all?
And it sure fucking did.
Nigga, you need to let her focus, and you need to be focused on what you need to be focused on. Do that shit in the off season. That's what she was saying. Get your shit together.
Yeah, I just see it as Jaden Smith's mom, or Jay McDaniel's mom. Sorry, Jaden Smith. I'm not talking about Jada. I'm not talking about Jada. Jaden McDaniel's mom. I just see it as her just being a protective mom. Her son is a young, budding star in the NFL, and we know how relationships can, definitely derail people's career on both sides of the cat. Juju get pregnant right now, that shit's gonna fuck everything up. So I think on both sides, I think she's looking like this isn't a good time for this. And Jaden McDaniels is probably gonna end up being a triple digit millionaire. So she's looking like, listen, I'm gonna protect my baby, these assets, and everything that's coming with it. Because these women out here will steal it. And he's already a professional, and she's not.
Yeah, but she makes millions of dollars like a professional, so
she ain't making the money Jaden McDaniels
and she never will. But I don't see it,
and she never will.
I get what you're saying. I just don't think. I think her approach is more.
Well, he's never gonna find a woman, honestly, that's probably making as much money as he's
that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
probably liable to make.
And I don't think that, as a parent, I just don't think that was the point. I think the point is just not right now.
I don't even think it was right now. I think she knows fully well
or not right here.
I think that's what I'm saying.
That's
what I'm saying. I think she was like, yo, y'all in public. Like, y'all got to be more aware. Do you know who? She probably looking at Juju like, nigga, you know who you are in this building? And Jaden, you know who you are? Y'all can't be doing this right here in front of everybody.
I need to do that backstage. Y'all need to do that in the back.
Take that to a private room, man. y'all can't be in front row cheesing it up with each other right now. Y'all too young. And you know how that goes, man. That social media it'll derail the whole situation. If y'all want to make this work, y'all definitely can't do it in public time. Y'all come in the back. I think she's more saying that because she was laughing and she's pointing at the camera like the camera's there. Like, y'all don't see this? And they both was like, nah. Because they doing this.
Nah. All I see is that nigga.
All I see. That's all I see. It's the funniest thing in the world to me right now. Why would I look at the camera?
Yeah. Why would I look at the camera? You see how Juju's looking right now? That's what Jaden's thinking. Yo, she's back. And she
just dropped 30 and she came out looking like this? Yes, I'm into it, Mom.
Yeah, I'm into it, Mom. I'm rocking with this, Mom. We can have 4 NBA and NFL players together, Mom.
We got a 4-way cake plan. Let's go.
All right, so we're going to get the curveball. Who is the most empty stats superstar in the past 25 years, and why does everyone pretend to not see it?
Wow. That's a great question, actually. I thought you just meant now, and it was going to hurt my soul to answer it. But in the past 25 years, you're talking NBA?
I'm talking period.
Talking period. Oh, wow.
But we can limit it to the NBA for,
I know, I don't want to, I'm not trying to solve
reason
at all. Let me ponder that for a moment. You got one?
I have an idea.
Some names out there.
Yeah.
I can definitely throw some names.
Yeah.
I can definitely. Niggas ain't gonna like my names though.
Damn. Well, I can't even say that because he got one. But one of my first thoughts, if I was doing NFL, was Aaron Rodgers. As much as I hate to say it.
Whoa.
Yeah, I got
That was one of
him.
my
He was
first
on.
ones.
He was one of the
He
names for me
just
for sure.
a lot of great stuff that he was doing statistically, and it just never bared fruit in the playoffs. And there's a lot of that was on him. Because right now, if we're just talking currently in the NBA, it's LaMelo. I hate to say it, that's my guy, but it's just a lot of
He's the only
30
one.
points on 28 shot nights.
He's the only one.
No, not the. But that was the first thing that because I didn't hear the 25 years part when he first said them like empty cap like empty. I was like, oh shit, that's my boy. That's that's my boy Lamelo. Y'all, you ain't gonna throw one out there. You ain't gonna give what you got.
I mean, one of the guys that's high on my list is James Harden.
Ooh,
He's on my list.
James Harden's one of the most empty stats players
He's
of
on my
all time.
list.
His stats literally lead to close to nothing. He's been to the
yeah, just a couple conference
finals.
finals.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's been to the finals one time as a third option, as six man.
yeah.
Not even the third option, as a six man. He's been to the conference finals and fell on his face twice, all while winning an MVP and several scoring titles.
I feel bad.
All the
I think 2021 would have been his year. I really do. I feel bad for him.
I got a question for you. I want to. Can a player have MVP stats and have one at the same time?
Yeah, I think so. I got a couple guys like
Niggas
that.
really ain't gonna like my list. Dude.
Oh man. Oh man.
oh.
I need you to start
I got
throwing
another.
some names out, bro. You can't just who you got, man.
I got another one.
Russell Westbrook.
Russell Westbrook.
Oh, that's the king.
He's the king.
That's the king.
He's
That's the
the
king.
king.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
He's the
that.
fucking king of that shit.
That sucks, man. Because I really love
I
Russ.
love
I love his
Russ.
heart. Like he's gonna give you that heart at all times. But
I
yeah,
love Russ as the person
yeah,
all
absolutely.
day,
Human
but
being, and
it's
just the amount he does really care when he's hooping. You know he cares. He's
oh no
trying.
doubt,
You never
no doubt.
question how hard he's playing. But
niggas
yeah,
It just
them
doesn't mean
triple doubles
ain't gonna
just
shit.
like this.
empty.
Niggas ain't gonna like this one.
Oh
Kurt Warner throwing 4-yard slants to go for 60. Yeah, they did a lot of that. They
That's
did a
tough.
lot of that with the Rams.
That's
y'all
They
are
tough,
really not
bro.
gonna
did
like
a
my
lot
next
of.
one.
Oh,
Y'all
That's
really not gonna
nigga,
like
you
my
already
next
know.
one.
Nigga, I got one. The niggas ain't gonna.
Go
They gonna
ahead,
be mad.
go ahead,
No,
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
And I'll
I
shoot
know
I
one.
I
got
know
one
you
that's
gonna come
gonna
up.
hurt my soul to say, but Michael Vick.
No, Michael actually had impact on the game.
Ooh,
But what did he win? Where did that
nothing.
take
Again,
you?
again.
It couldn't, but it
Charles
couldn't
Barkley
get you
didn't win nothing.
tangible results on the
Empty
field, though.
stats. Empty stats meaning you don't win. Michael Vick
He
in college
did
damn near won
win,
the title by himself,
but he didn't win.
and
I don't even care. I don't even care if you won.
and he went to the
I
playoffs.
like
And he took teams to playoffs, and they just weren't better than the other
So
teams.
did Harden, though. Harden got teams to the
No.
playoffs. You know what I mean? Like Harden, the step back game, everything. That's a lot of Harden's all over the game right
yeah, but
now. But it's
Harden.
still empty.
Yeah, but Harden had major meltdowns.
Oh no, for sure. No, I'm saying that they're one and the same as far as they had an impact on the game, but they didn't win. As far as the
Yeah.
stats being empty.
Well, I could choose the guy that won, and I think he has some of the most empty stats in the last 25 years. And his
Okay, who
name
you
is
got?
Peyton Manning.
Nah, now we got to fight.
Yeah.
Now we got to fight. What are we doing, bro?
I mean,
What are we doing,
Peyton
dog?
Manning won 2 Super
Okay,
Bowls. Let's throw out the second one because
that's
he wasn't
fine.
effective in the second one
That's
like that. He
fine.
went to the AFC Championship games, I think, double the times that what's his name, Allen from Buffalo has.
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen has to only scratch one time while winning all these MVPs and fucking passing records.
No,
This shit led
he
to
won.
basically,
He won 2 AFC title games.
and he
If you're
fucking
not
won
counting,
one title.
if you're not counting the Broncos, yeah, he did. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not counting
he only won one
the
title.
Broncos because he was a shell
Yeah,
of
I
himself.
know.
That's
Yeah,
like, you know what I'm saying?
no,
I'm
100%.
talking
I'm fine
about
with
when
that.
he was Peyton Manning.
Hey,
For 17 years of his career, damn near, this shit led to empty fucking results. Only individual results, no team results.
I'm only gonna fight back on that because the quality of the defenses he had were very rarely good.
Yeah,
He can't.
I'm gonna say
He couldn't. He can't play defense, bro.
I
Those defenses were
mean,
mid 90% of the time.
I understand that, but if you out here passing for 5,500 and 5,200 and
He
5,100 and
can't go for 12
4,800 and
sacks. He can't go for 12 sacks and 8 picks. You know, he can't play defense.
12.
He
Hey,
can't
brother,
play
I
defense,
get it.
bro.
all right. I'm gonna say the name, and what I
I'm
asked of
worried.
you, what I asked of everyone is to allow me to explain why I say they're
You
empty.
think we gonna let this nigga land the plane. That's
No,
crazy.
no. Nigga say he ain't gonna let you land your plane. He'll jump. I'm jumping.
I'm
Yo,
just saying, if this is a crash
it's
landing,
about
he
to it's
gonna
about to
jump
be
in.
9/11
Go
real quick. What we talking
It's
about?
gonna be it's a crash landing. But hey, but remember, niggas went to war with 9/11.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Nigga, so understand.
You're right.
I was going 9/11 them, but they didn't need the
They
help.
need the help. Arguably the greatest empty. He's the greatest stat stuffer of all times. LeBron James.
I knew he was gonna say some stupid ass
I
shit.
knew he was
Bro.
gonna say some
I knew he
shit
was gonna
like
say
that.
some
That's
dumb
crazy.
ass shit.
That's crazy.
That
That's
is be
crazy.
stupid. I thought you was gonna be smart for a second and say Will
No,
Chamberlain, and then here you
I'm
go.
not. No, because
Will
I forgot
because
about
tire
the
y'all
my
want
year
me to
listen.
land
limit.
my plane.
I
Will
forgot about
Y'all
the
want me to
years
land my
limit.
plane? You gonna let me land my plane? I'm gonna
No,
keep talking.
no.
that's a crazy. Hey,
Hey,
and that plane
This
is
is grade A
definitely
hate.
hey, based on the year so far, that's a 2025
so
plane.
so so here. So this is
You
why.
know what I
And
mean
try
by
and try.
that?
When I start talking, you're gonna say that's true. That's true.
Okay, go ahead. Convince me.
So I'm not. I don't say LeBron's hit all of his stats are empty. What I'm saying is his stats tend to be empty because he knows how to stuff his stats. There are plenty of times where I've seen LeBron, not just in regular season, but in playoffs, look up at the scoreboard, and Tri can attest to this, and he don't have to agree with me. I've texted him, or we've been in a group together, and I said, LeBron's going to shoot the next 6 shots because he just saw he had 17 and are down 17. And it's not to win the game, it's to go get the number to say, you can't blame me. He's done camp, and I'm not saying that just to hate on the guy. I've seen him do enough of that. I'm talking about all the time. If you look at the 2020 championship year, AD was the best player. And every fourth quarter, when the Lakers were up with a good enough score, LeBron in the last 7 minutes stole the award by stepping the stats. When AD was killing niggas, he was the best player on the floor for the Lakers during that run. And LeBron at end of games, when and he's really, and I'm not knocking him or hating on him for doing it, because he's really good at knowing when to do it. He sees it and goes, well, AD has 24, I have 17, and AD becomes an afterthought the last 4 or 5 minutes because he knows I'm going to go get this MVP. I know exactly what number I need to hit. I always say he's the most aware person of his stats I've ever seen in an NBA game. He's always looking up at that scoreboard, and he's always going, okay. And I've been to games and looked at it and said, and I can feel it. In fact, Cam, if you would like me to, give me your number. I'll text you, and I will tell you. And I'll be like, you watching the game? You'll say yes. And Try will tell you, haven't I done this? I said, LeBron's about to try to score the next 10 to 12 points because his numbers aren't looking where he needs to be looked. But the game is over with for the most part. He does that so much that a lot of his stats are empty because he stuffs them. That doesn't mean he's not a great player. I just want to say that.
Let me
Like
ask you a question.
I agree. Let me get this real
No, go
quick,
ahead.
Cam.
You good.
I agree with you to a certain extent. But if you say, but the topic is the most empty stats superstar in the past 25 years.
He's right up there with
So and I can't believe you have me saying this, but I just have to. If this nigga's been to 10 finals in 22 years and won 4 of them, how is that empty?
AD
easy because
was right there, by the way.
because
My nigga's he's been in the finals
he,
40% of his career.
because
And he's played 22
I didn't say he
years.
wasn't a great player. I never notice I didn't say
No. I'm not talking
I
about
said he was
great.
a great
I'm
player.
talking about empty
Yeah.
stats. I'm not talking about greatness. I'm talking about empty stats.
Because
How do these stats lead to nothing?
because it's like a boxer. It's like a boxer. I'll do it in boxing terms. You know that we both know that there's boxers out there who cross the whole and in the last 30 to 45 seconds, still around. Right?
Sounds like a winner to me.
I'll get
Sounds
at
like a winner to
no
me.
no 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 no. But
Sounds like Tate Davis.
You know what I'm saying? Let me take
but
this knee real quick.
Tank is also knocking you out. LeBron ain't really knocking you
True.
out. He knocked
LeBron's not
What?
what?
out. Who's he
What?
knocked out? Who's he knocked out? I'll wait.
Every fucking team on the way to the
Oh
finals
my
10 years in
God!
the
You
What?
fucking
just said
Go,
row.
hey
you
yo, go ask the
you
Toronto
hold on,
Raptors
hold
who
on.
he's knocked out.
You
What?
just
Go ask
said
the Toronto
you
Raptors who he's
hold
knocked
on, hold
out.
on. Who's on the Toronto Raptors? I'll wait.
Who was on the Toronto Raptors?
I'll
All but one of
DeMar
the players that was
DeRozan
on the
and
team that went to the
Kyle Lowry.
finals the next year
Yeah.
when he wasn't in the
look,
East.
look, look, look,
That
look.
won a
Hold
title.
on. Respectfully, DeMar, and respectfully to Kawhi, because I don't want to shit on niggas from Cali.
No,
You're
I
going
didn't
to.
say
You're about
Kawhi.
to do that.
I said Kyle
Okay,
Lowry because Kawhi was not
Kawhi
okay,
was not there yet.
okay.
It was Kyle Lowry. It's pretty much the
So,
nucleus of a team.
Kyle,
Track Kawhi.
so respectfully to those two gentlemen who can play. They're not they're not superstars.
but you can't just walk
No,
through
no, no,
them.
no, no.
See, this is the
You're
problem,
right. You're
man.
right.
This is the problem.
Look.
This
What's the problem?
the problem is okay. So if they lose a game and LeBron doesn't take a certain amount of shots in the last 5 to 7 minutes to try to bring them back into the game, if they win the game, if they lose the game, who's gonna get the blame for that? No matter what, in the court of public opinion,
LeBron.
who's gonna get that? LeBron. So who fucking
I do.
cares?
I
How
do
many times he shoots the
because
ball and how many times he does it in what time frame?
I
How's that empty?
because look,
If you know that you're gonna have to get the blame no matter what, AD, it don't matter what AD doing. If they lose and AD drops 40 and LeBron drops 41, they're still gonna find a way to blame LeBron. It doesn't matter what
actually
happens.
no. LeBron's being given more excuses than any superstar we've ever seen.
You out your goddamn mind. You are
Cam,
out you're literally sitting here calling him.
Cam,
You're calling him one of the.
Cam,
You
Cam.
we just
Hold on,
said we just said James
listen,
Harden,
Cam,
and then you
Cam,
said LeBron James for the most
Cam,
empty
listen.
stats.
No, I want you to hear this. I want you to hear
Are you
this.
kidding me?
We've never, Cam, I want you to hear this. The sports world has never respected a nigga going to the finals and losing as much as it has until LeBron James started going to the final losing.
Oh my god! It's probably because they started actually using their brain and going, "Hey, who did he play?"
When Charles Barkley went to the finals and lost, no one gave a fuck. When Karl
Yeah,
Malone,
but it would have been different.
I
It
can't
would have
I
been
can't speak on
different.
that because I was not
when
a
Jerry
cognizant
West
being at
went to
that
the
age.
finals and lost,
Nigga,
no
you
one
can't tell
gave
us
a
that.
fuck.
You can't tell us what they said.
There's
You
articles.
wasn't
Yeah,
there.
You can look
can't
up
tell us
You
what
articles.
they.
wasn't there.
You
Nah, you wouldn't alive, B. You
You
can't
wasn't
tell me what
alive.
how.
you
You
no
You
can't
no
can
tell
tell
no.
me.
us what
But you
Jerry
can.
West
I
You
can
said.
can't
pull up
tell me
articles.
what.
There's articles
Nigga,
Nigga,
it's
you
quoting.
can't.
different. It's
Nigga, you can't
totally
tell
different. You can't tell me
me.
what
You
they
can't
said
tell me what
when
Howard
Jerry West
Cosell
lost in
said. Come on, bro.
'63.
I can tell
The
you this.
fuck?
You
When Magic
can't
Johnson
tell me
lost to
what
the
Howard
Celtics,
Cosell
I can tell
said,
you
bro.
this
You
because I was
can't.
alive. When Magic Johnson lost to the Celtics, they called the nigga Tragic Magic.
Oh yeah. They called him a coach killer. They called him everything under the sun.
Yeah,
We've never celebrated
but
losing
the
like we
difference
do with
with
LeBron.
Magic, but this is the difference with Magic, right? When they called Tragic Magic, he was a 3-year guy in the league. The reason why I disagree with this is because over time, LeBron James has shown that he can turn teams into contenders with what he does on the court. Now, whether or not they win a championship is another conversation. I only bring that up because if we're comparing him to Jordan and Magic and Kareem and all these guys in that frame of a conversation, then yes, we can bring up his inefficiencies in the finals. But if you're talking about empty stats, which is what this conversation is framed around, then I don't know how that's not seen as an accomplishment.
That's why I asked the question. Does winning absolutely removes because he's lost more than he's won?
Which I understand. But we also have to keep in mind too, just like in the NFL, Peyton Manning is seen as one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, but he didn't necessarily scratch all the time because of, getting through the fucking playoffs. Getting through the playoffs is
Look,
extremely
bro.
tough in any sport.
Peyton had to
So,
play those Belichick defenses, bro. I don't want to hear that shit. It's not like he was losing to bunk ass teams, bro. Those
I mean,
Belichick defenses, top 5, top 2 every year in the snow in
But I will.
Foxborough, while the Patriots offense was facing against
Cam,
a 20th ranked
you're
Colts
right.
defense,
Cam,
it's not the
Cam,
same.
you're right. But here's the difference. We can say that in hindsight now, right? But during that time, niggas was killing Peyton.
Yeah, but I wasn't one of them. Is what I'm saying.
Oh, no. But it's about general public.
Yeah.
Niggas were
Yeah.
killing
You think the general
Peyton.
public doesn't kill LeBron?
We go when LeBron goes, we goes. Well, he went to 10 finals.
You think the general
We
public doesn't kill
celebrate
LeBron?
losing because of LeBron.
You don't think the general public kills LeBron?
Well, once again, I think it's really important to frame this conversation in the right context. If we're gonna jump out of that bucket, then my
But
position
but that
changes.
but that's
If
why
we're
I
just
asked the
talking about
question.
if we're just talking about empty stats, then I think that is an asinine argument.
Okay,
But if it jumps out of that bucket, we start talking about greatest of all time. We start talking about accomplishment lists and all that other shit. Well, then you have to consider the losses. But
Mm-hmm.
a finals appearance being the number one option on a team,
Yeah.
I don't know how that could ever be considered empty
Empty
stats.
stats.
Like for real. That's like saying
but
a
that's
high
why I
school
asked the question.
player
I asked the
that's the
question.
number
And
one
we
option on
will
his
continue
team.
to tell you you're wrong in this
No.
context.
I'm not wrong.
We've said it 3 times now.
I asked the question. I asked the question: does winning absolve your empty stats?
No, because I think there's degrees to it, right?
There's
I brought
levels
up
to
a
that.
player that won. I brought up a player that
He
won.
brought up
Peyton
Peyton
Manning.
Manning.
Well,
Peyton
but that's
Manning
one.
won.
That's
Peyton
one
Manning
But he
title
won,
thinks
though.
he's
but
empty
That's
stats.
one
but
though.
there's content. No, he won 2 titles, but there's context to
No,
it.
He won 2
he
titles. He
Because
played with the Broncos
he
when
won
they won
two
the Broncos
titles, one
title.
in Denver and one in
that shit didn't count.
Indianapolis.
You see what I'm saying? Look how that
But
don't
but
count. It's a
But
championship, though.
Randall, I beat you to that. I said earlier it didn't count. That's the reason why I put him on the empty stats list because I said you had a long run where you had contending teams around you. You were putting up MVP level stats, winning MVPs, winning or winning total yards passing records, like passing records every year, doing amazing things. And these things were ending up in AFC championship losses or
So
second round losses.
let,
So to me,
so let me
that's
ask you a question.
valid. But if Peyton Manning had went to the bowl game 7 times and lost fucking 5 of them, well, I'd be like, well, those can't be empty stats because getting to a Super Bowl is
But
hard as fuck.
here's my question though: of all those games he lost, how many were his fault?
Peyton, I would
There's a good
say
there's a good handful
no.
of
I
them.
would
I
There's
think
a
say
good
I would
I
handful
say
of
think
them.
that
that's
I say about
I
2
think
of those
that's
Patriots
the
losses were his
question you have
fault.
to ask, right?
That's all I'll give him.
That
No,
goes into that goes into
Okay, so there's only one finals where it was LeBron's fault.
which one?
Miami,
The Dallas
Miami against
fans.
Dallas.
The
Yeah,
Dallas.
Um,
Dallas.
the Spurs was his loss. It's his too.
No, it wasn't. The
how
Spurs
the fuck,
possessed
nigga?
that
What
year.
are we
How the
talking
fuck?
about,
Are
bro?
you serious,
What are we
bro?
talking
That
about?
was
The
the
Spurs.
2014. Look, bro, the 2014 Spurs were one of the greatest
They
teams of all time.
That team
they
was disgusting.
That team was
they
disgusting,
lost.
bro. Are you
Are you
They
serious?
kidding
lost.
me?
Dude, they lost 3 times, twice with 3 Olympians. My God,
Who are you talking about?
What are we talking
Miami,
about, bro?
Who lost?
Miami.
No, they did. They lost twice. They
That's
lost
it.
twice with 3
They
Olympians. They
lost.
won 2
They
championships.
lost to the
What does that
Spurs.
have to do with
They
the
lost to the
2014
Spurs. And they
Spurs
lost to
being one of the
Dallas.
best teams ever? What does that have to do with the
But what does that
2014
got to
Spurs
do
being
with
one of the best teams
yeah,
ever?
because that's one of the best teams
What?
ever.
What are we talking
The
about? If
2014 Spurs is one of the
look,
best NBA
I am
teams ever.
a Braun truther. They have no business
Do
losing to
you
that
remember?
Mavericks team,
Do you
right?
remember Bron's stats in that series?
Yeah, he averaged like
No,
27, 7, and
no, he
7
didn't. No, he
against
didn't.
the Spurs.
In
Oh, okay.
2014. I was gonna look it up, but I see y'all both are at it right now. And I don't
Oh,
know
I'm
if it's
on it, brother. I'm on 28, 7, 28, 7, and
What do
4,
you shoot?
brother.
What percentage?
Look at this nigga, bro.
No,
Hey, yo, but what
it
did he shoot?
matters.
Hey,
Empty
yo, what
stats,
color
right?
was his headband
Empty
though when he
stats.
shot it?
Empty
Like, nigga,
stats, right?
stop fucking reaching, my nigga. They lost to a better team.
Empty.
Okay?
Hold on. Who? There was a better team.
They,
LeBron
they
James
lost to the
shot
better team.
LeBron James shot 57% from the field and 52% from 3.
You have any other questions, sir?
You have any other questions?
Tell us how empty that was. When you hit half of your fucking
Yeah.
shots.
Look, man. LeBron didn't lose any finals except for 2011.
2011
Meaning,
is completely on
meaning
LeBron.
on his own merit. Meaning, we can look at his typical performance and say that there was a sizable drop off from his typical performance. Aside from that, if you roll the ball out there in any fucking series with LeBron James involved, you're gonna get pretty much 27, 7, and 7 every fucking time.
Again, the only superstar in
Hey,
history that we
look how it changed though, because it went from what did he average
no.
to what was his
Mhm.
No,
percentage.
because I said that.
So
No,
now
I
we
said
backing
it
off
first.
of that. They
The
lost to a
I
better
said
team.
it first, Cam. No. Don't. No, if you're gonna frame my if you're gonna frame my story, frame it right.
I'm just what well no because you skipped a couple pages a second ago because you was on this page about points and percentages. So let's get
when I first said I said we celebrate losing and give Bron more passes than any superstar in the history of the game. Those were my words. And I said when he loses, it's never his fault. Case in point. You niggas
how do you average 20 how do you average 28, 7, and 4?
Of 6 title runs, only one time was his fault.
Absolutely. How do you average
Yeah.
28, 7, and 4 on 50% shooting from the
Because-
floor,
because-
and it's
I mean,
your
Randall,
fault?
Randall, if you like, I can. Randall, if you like, I can go through.
Always the superstar.
Let me ask. Okay, well, let me ask you a question. How many times?
It's not always a superstar.
It's
If
not.
you want me to go through them, I can go through them. I mean, if in 27 or 2007
Yes,
they played
he's not winning a title.
they played an amazing Spurs team, and his second best player was Ilgauskas.
Should he have won that
Let's
ring?
go to two. Right.
Should he have won?
Let's go to 2011. Hold on.
That's
Let's
not
go
what.
to
That's
2011.
not the point I'm making. But
Let's
go
go
ahead.
to
Go do your
2000.
thing. That's not the point I'm making. No, my point is.
2011.
No, my point is. Superstars have always took the blunt of the burden outside of LeBron James.
We have. That's
If
that's
it's
the
his
largest
fault, I'ma
argument.
blame the nigga. What you want this nigga to
No,
do?
you don't.
But
You
Randall,
don't.
why are you acting like that's not public
Pass by saying
perception?
it ain't his fault.
But why are you acting
Why
like
was
it's
it?
not
Okay, wait.
public
Time out.
perception?
Why was it his fault in 2014? Break down what he did wrong in
He's the
2014.
superstar. It's his fault.
All right,
No,
then. So
that's
you don't have an
I
actual.
can't.
You don't have an actual. You a smart basketball guy. Tell me how he played poorly.
Because this ain't
What
got-
was he
because-
doing
because-
wrong
because we're talking
against the
about pub-
2014
we're
Spurs on
talking
the
about
basketball
public
court?
perception, and that's controlled by what the media says. So
I'm asking you, what did he do wrong?
I agree with that.
How was it his fault?
No. I'm going to answer the question for you. I actually agree with that because the superstar gets all the fucking glory. So they get the burden of the fucking. They get the burden of the They get the burden. It's always been that way with me. When Charles Barkley lost, I didn't feel bad for him. Yeah, he played a great. But nigga, you didn't get it done. It's your fault because if they would have won, he would have got an MVP and everybody put his ass on his shoulders. We do that to everybody but fucking LeBron James.
Let me ask you a question.
Anytime he loses, it goes, well,
But Randall,
should the Suns have beaten the Bulls? Should the Suns have beaten the Bulls?
Yeah,
they a better team.
They had a shot to beat the Bulls. And then
no,
yeah.
I asked you.
Yes.
Should they have beat the Bulls?
Yes.
They should have won that series?
Yes. If you actually go back and look at 93 series.
That's crazy.
Hold on.
Bro.
You gotta go look at the series. Go look at the series.
Crazy, bro.
Go look at the series. Yes.
Look, I'll just say this. I think that what you're overlooking is that among, like I said earlier, the casuals, the biggest indictment against LeBron James is the fact that he's lost so many finals. In fact, when you talk about him in the greatest of all time conversation, that's usually the first thing that's cited.
Right.
So I don't have a problem with him getting the blame for it, but we're basketball nerds. So if we can watch a game and not watch the ball or see the defensive rotation, then we can just have a basketball conversation about what their actual actions were. I understand that overall, and when it comes to press and media and
But
public perception, that we can point fingers at the superstars. However, we're having a basketball conversation about what his actual contributions were inside the lines. So if you can point to another series in which LeBron James was the actual reason why that team didn't accomplish its goal,
you're moving my
then I'll give it to you.
You guys are moving my goalposts.
No, you're moving the goalposts.
You're moving it.
Everywhere.
Because I said that we give LeBron more passes for losing than we've ever given.
What is this we shit? What is this we shit? We're talking about us.
We're talking about us.
We're talking about us.
This is we shit.
The basketball community.
We are not the same as everybody in the basketball community.
Man,
we just established that.
Look, you don't have to like it. You don't have to like it, but the basketball community matters. You don't have to like it.
Nigga, I'm asking you. Stop bringing up other niggas. The basketball community over here. We're talking to you.
If you're asking me, I tell you the same thing. I say the same thing because I know how the superstar will be held if he wins.
So you're saying that your answer is predicated on how others view the superstar. I'm not asking you that.
No, because at the today.
Yeah, we're
No,
not.
no,
We're not.
no,
I
no.
think
Because when I'm judging these great players, I'm looking at it and I'm going, well, Kobe won 5 out of 7. I don't say the Lakers. We say Kobe won 5 out of 7. I don't say Michael. I don't say the Bulls won 5 out of 6 out of 6. 6 out of 6. I say Michael Jordan won 6 out of 6. I don't say Magic went to the finals 9 times in 11 years or whatever it was. I don't say Lakers did that. I say Magic did that. I don't say the Bucks and the Lakers went to the won the title 6 times. I say Kareem Abdul-Jabbar did that. I don't say the Heat. I don't say we don't say the Rockets won. When we're talking about individuals, we go Hakeem Olajuwon went back to back. God damn it, and he was amazing doing it.
Just because you
Let me
acknowledge
finish.
that a
Let me
player
finish.
was able to be the best
Land
player
my
in one
plane.
does not mean that you have to automatically blame them for a loss if they played great. That's not how this
But we
works.
do though. We
Okay,
do.
so
As
wait.
a
Okay, so
general public, we do.
when the Cavs lost game 1 against the Warriors because J.R. Smith was too high to see what the score was, that's LeBron's fault.
There was no guarantee that they were gonna make the shot anyway. So what the fuck are we talking about, my nigga?
You got to play. You had George Hill at the line with a free throw to win the game. He missed it. You get the rebound. You don't score it. That's LeBron's fault that you didn't put the
No,
ball back up.
but what I'm saying is we don't know that because he got the ball right. He's thinking the game is tied or whatever. I don't know what the fuck he was thinking, to be honest with you. But
He said he thought they had a lead. He literally said it.
so cool.
He said, "I
So
thought we
cool.
was up
He
1."
thought they had the lead, but so we don't know if the Cavs are going to make that shot or not. So I get what you're saying though, but we don't. But you're making this.
That man had a
Your
50-point triple
your
double.
assumption is if JR knew that we had that they were down, they were going to make it. No, that's not how it goes.
there's other examples too, right? So like, let's take the 2017 Cavs. I mean, as soon as the finals start, Kyrie and Kevin Love go down,
2015.
and LeBron
2015. Yeah.
or
Yeah.
2015, Kyrie and Kevin Love go down. LeBron goes on to
That's
average
the
like
one. That's the
34,
one I
10,
will
and
never blame
fucking
him for.
34, 10, and
I will
8
never
the
blame him
whole
for that
fucking
one.
series, and damn
That
near willed them back into
that
the
is the one.
series. But
That is the one exception in my book. I will never blame LeBron for that one because of
I
how
mean,
he
but that
played.
repeated itself in
I was
2017.
gonna say
It
then how do
repeated
you blame
itself in
him when they lose to
2018.
fucking Kevin Durant, Steph,
And Steph
Draymond, and Clay?
Curry. Like that's what I'm saying. Like, listen, I'm not a LeBron apologist in no type of way. But I can just look at reality. If you show up to the finals and you have an inferior team, nigga, you just or injuries cause you to have an inferior team. You just have an inferior team. I don't give a fuck how good you are.
Like, what
Michael
was he supposed to do
Michael
when
Jordan
you
averaged
have KD on
27
one
a
wing
game.
and prime Steph on the
Nigga,
other? What is LeBron supposed to do
act
about
like
that?
every team had KD and Steph he played against. Stop that shit. He played.
Okay, well,
Okay,
time out.
so
Let's break it
He
down
played
then.
well, so
against.
what you
Come on,
so
come on.
Let's
listen,
break it down then.
because
We
Yeah,
I
we
can
just
go through
said
and break it down.
we just
I
said
can
yeah.
he did not have any business. He wasn't going to beat him in 2007 with the Spurs. He should have won. It's 100% his fault that they
in
lost to the
2011.
Mavericks. They
Absolutely.
lose to the Spurs in 2014. The Spurs were a better basketball team. That's one of the best
By
teams we've seen.
far.
That's not a
By
discussion. That's not an
far.
argument. He loses in 2015 because his two best teammates are hurt and he still goes to 6 with Matthew Dellavedova. Okay? He loses to the KD, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green in their prime Warriors
In
So let
twice.
me. So
2017
we can break this
and
down, right? We can
2018.
break this
We
down.
just
Yep.
We can break.
did.
We just did.
No, watch this.
We just did.
Okay, Usher, watch this. What you gonna show us? What you gonna show us? What you gonna show us, Usher?
No, watch this.
What you gonna show us?
Randall, I need you to do this for me, bro.
What you gonna show us? What did we say that was incorrect right now? What did we just say?
Yeah, I just want
Tell
to
me.
know.
I didn't know that Kevin Durant played for the Cavs
I
in
didn't know
No,
2017 and
that
2018.
either.
I didn't know that.
Give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a second.
I can't wait for this bullshit.
I love it. I
Oh,
love it.
they had George Hill and J.R. Smith, bro. They had a squad.
There's six finals he
No, no,
lost.
no,
The
no, no, no.
first one to the
I'm going to
Cavs, the
2014 only.
Dallas
I'm going to
Mavericks.
2014.
Once,
I'm going to 2014 only. I'm going to 2014
Oh
only.
my
let's
God.
go.
So,
Okay,
Let's go.
so
go
I
to
love
20.
it.
let's.
Tell me about how bad the
Would you,
2014 Spurs were.
can I say something before you start talking? The best player on each team was who?
On the 2014
Yep,
Spurs?
best player on both teams was who?
LeBron James.
And who's best player for the Spurs?
In 2014, it was Kawhi Leonard.
Kawhi was going
Who?
crazy that series.
Who's the best? Who's better of those two?
In that time frame, it was still LeBron.
It was
He was a
Second,
better
Bron.
player.
best player on both teams is who?
Oh my God, he's
Tim Duncan
really about to put
and
his
Dwayne
second.
Wade.
I can't wait for you to run out of players. It's about to get real ugly in a couple of minutes.
Hold
A
on,
couple
hold on.
players. It's about to
Yeah,
get
it
real
Hold
is.
on. Let me
nasty.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
let me circle
Yeah,
back.
it is.
Let me
Yeah,
circle
it
back
is.
to the
Yes, it
first
is.
question.
Let's keep no, no,
And
no, no,
then
no,
and
no,
then
no.
tell
Don't
me
go down this
Dwayne
rabbit
Wade's
hole.
stats in that
Dude,
series.
Keep going
can you
down this
listen?
rabbit
Yeah, no,
hole.
keep going. Keep going. Because then you got to tell me Dwayne Wade's stats in that
Follow up to the
series.
first question. This question. You said
Oh,
Kawhi
hell.
Leonard. You said Kawhi Leonard, LeBron James, right?
Yeah,
Is it
Yep.
close?
yeah. What's up?
Is it close?
To me, no.
Hell
Not to
no.
me.
That
No,
ain't close.
no, no,
Not to
no, it's
me.
not.
Now,
Well,
Second
let's
best
keep
player.
Kawhi
going.
was at
Let's
his
keep
Shut
going.
utmost.
up. The
He was at
second best
utmost
player.
team
The second
informed
best player.
defensively, but
The
offensively, he
second best.
wasn't. He wasn't
Tim
doing
Duncan and Dwayne
Who's better?
Wade.
Duncan and D Wade.
Tim
You
Duncan.
said who? You said Tim
That
Tim Duncan
Duncan
year,
was better.
is better than D
that
Wade?
Tim
year,
Duncan was
that
better.
year,
Show me
that
the stats
year,
that show me any
absolutely.
different, bro. Show me the
Absolutely.
stats that show me different,
That
please.
Tim Duncan,
Please show
after
me the stats
they
that show me
lost
different.
it, after they coughed it up in 2013,
Yeah.
Tim Duncan came back possessed the
Ain't
next
this the
year.
same
Go look it
nigga
up.
who earlier was saying that the Celtics had 5 Hall of Famers when Magic beat them?
Mhm. And the Spurs had 5 Hall of Famers when they beat the Heat. That's why I'm looking at the shit like, huh?
Because
What do you mean?
D Wade, if I'm not mistaken, in that series was not hooping.
No. I'm not
No,
talking
he
about
wasn't.
series. I'm saying as a player, who was better?
It doesn't matter if you're better as a player if you're not hooping.
That
What does that matter?
it does matter. It does
Is
matter.
that
It does
so
matter.
it's LeBron's fault that he
No,
had
no,
D
no, no,
Wade,
no,
but D
no,
Wade didn't play
no, no,
well?
no. No, because it does matter when you're having this kind of a conversation.
No, it doesn't.
It does because we're looking at a roster. We're not
So
looking.
you're looking at it on paper. I'm a Clipper fan. You want to talk to me about on
Man,
paper?
you niggas have never been good on paper. So that's
We've
trash.
been better than you on paper for 5 years. What are you talking
That
about?
doesn't matter.